Hey everybody, it's Ryan O'Kelly from the One Job at a Time podcast, and I have a question for everybody. Have you done your taxes yet? Because April 15th is approaching soon. And if the answer is no, then you should visit Franklin & Company CPAs. They take the time to explain things in plain English, answer your questions, and help you feel confident before you file. No confusing jargon, no rushed advice, just thoughtful, professional guidance from people who know taxes, inside and out. So if you want help that's reliable, clear, human, and has a personal touch, then check out Franklin & Company CPAs. But just make sure it's before April 15th. And welcome back to the One Job at a Time podcast.
Hello.
We have a great episode ahead of us here.
Yes, we do.
The Electrician.
Ooh, I'm excited for this one.
What do you know about electricians or electricity or electricity?
Not much.
I don't know much either, but what comes to mind when you hear like electricity from like way back in the day?
Ben Franklin?
The Ben Franklin kite experiment, right?
Yeah, this is a Ben Franklin podcast.
Yeah, that's what I first think of. And then what else do you think of? Edison, right?
Oh yeah, like the light bulb.
Do you know anything else like AC versus DC? You ever hear of that? Those currents?
I mean, yeah, I used to sell power supplies, so I do know what an AC and DC current is.
Do you know who invented the AC current?
No, I don't.
Nikola Tesla.
Oh, that makes sense.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah, I probably should.
And then Edison invented the DC current. DC is direct current. AC is alternating current.
Yes, it is.
And ultimately, Tesla won because we use everything's alternating currents now.
Oh, really?
From my knowledge, yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, I mean,
right? For most
so not
things.
necessarily. So like power, that's what power supplies are for. So basically, yes, out of your outlet is a alternating current. Depending on where you are in the world, it depends on which frequency it is in voltage. But some machinery, if it needs a certain type of current to run, if it needs a certain power level, that's what power supplies are used for, to change the alternating current into direct current or vice versa. There's all different kinds of power supplies,
but as far as like the long distance power transmission, that's AC. AC won the battle with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. And that was like what? Late 1800s, the AC/DC.
I'm not a historian. I don't know.
Well, I'm kind of telling you a little bit too. But the electrician trade themselves didn't really start until like the early 1900s.
Oh, really?
When they made the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and unions started to grow, and that's what our guest is a part of, the IBEW.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers.
And it started that long ago?
Yeah, like early to mid 1900s. That's when they started like busting out the unions.
Very cool.
And then, after that, that's how we know the modern electrician today, really.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Pretty cool stuff, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure we're going to learn more about that, on this podcast.
Potentially,
right? But this guy, he's like a jack of all trades. He's into investing, property management, investment properties. So he's not just an electrician. We're going to learn a lot from him today. He's a good mentor. He's a good source. I mean, he's a good friend to have. And
sounds like it.
It's going to be fun. But other things on the docket, March Madness this week, baby.
Oh yeah, got to make our brackets.
You excited?
I am. I feel like every time March Madness rolls around and I make a bracket, I always have the same Final Four because I only know certain teams. And
every year you have the same Final Four.
I always have Duke, Villanova, Gonzaga, and like UNC, because those are the ones that I know. And every time I make a bracket, it ends up being like those 4 people.
Yeah, you'll have to take a look because I don't even know if Villanova's in the tournament
really
this year. But I have to look at the bracket too.
I feel like I'm not good about choosing upsets because I'm like, I always go by the rank.
There were very few upsets last year, so I have to like.
Really?
Back in the day, you were like, you needed a few big upsets in your bracket.
I even feel like a couple of years ago we had like the Loyola University or something was a 16 seed. They went pretty far, so like.
Well, you can always count on like an 11 seed. A 12 seed, disrupting some brackets for sure.
Who do you think is the top runner this year?
I do like a Duke.
Do you? So I'm going to win.
If you pick them. I like a Duke. I like Arizona this year. I like the top teams this year.
We watched the Arizona game.
Yeah. Big game tonight, though, is Texas is playing just as a playing game, trying to get in the tournament.
Oh.
They're an 11 seed. They're playing NC State right now. Texas is kind of heating up a little bit towards the end of the season. They haven't been too great.
I was going to say, is this a biased opinion because you're a Texas
fan? Longhorns, baby. But they're heating up, and then NC State's leaking some oil right now, so they're slowing down. They're slowing down. So I think my prediction is Texas gets in the tournament.
Does that mean NC State's out?
NC State's out, and then Texas loses first round, like they always do.
Optimistic, and then not.
Yeah, they're gonna get in, but they're gonna lose. But they'll be an 11 seed if they win. So yeah, but we'll watch that tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, that's our game plan for the night. It's creating our brackets.
Yeah. Tuesdays is always a big bracket night.
Big bracket and summer house night.
Summer house, yeah. We got Kyle Cook and Amanda. How do you say her last name? Batula?
Yeah, Batula.
What is it? The demise of them? Is that the word for it?
Yeah, that's a good word for it.
Yeah.
They are very friendly still, so amicable split, I guess.
Amicable?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. We got some more drama tonight about the DJ.
Yeah, we do.
Kyle Cook, the DJ.
Yeah, I know. It is so good, though. It's such an addicting show to watch once you know all the people.
It is, but I will say the Mormon Wives is more addicting for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. No, literally.
I think so, too. It's very
addicting,
hard.
like it hooks you in because there's so much crazy drama.
Yeah, it's kind of like a car crash where you just can't look away, even though it's physically painful to watch. These people go through it.
That's the perfect analogy for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. It really is. It's like, honestly, it's sad.
It's painful and sad to watch, but you're like, I kind of got to see what happens here.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a great guest ahead of us, and I'd like to introduce everyone to the electrician, Derek Hebert. Derek Hebert, thanks for coming on the podcast, man.
Yeah, I appreciate the invite.
Good to see you, man. We haven't seen each other in a while.
Honestly,
since the turkey trot, right?
Yeah, which was an eventful day.
That was an eventful day. We played pretty terrible that day, but it was fun though.
I thought I played halfway decent.
You played pretty good. I'm talking about myself, really.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but no, we had a good day. That was fun. Work for some reason just makes me nervous. I don't know when I go over there. I just feel like pressure sometimes.
Really? Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe it's the big country club vibe. I don't know.
Just a clientele?
No, it's maybe it's just me. I just think that way sometimes.
Yeah,
I've had a couple rough rounds over there, so it's probably why too.
The weather's always shitty. I feel like whenever you're there, I don't know why. I feel like it's always raining.
The turkey trot, yes, 100%. There's been some questionable ones. Obviously, the year I canceled the day before, that was a rough one.
That's right.
Glad I got the invite back, but no, I've had a couple
good rounds there.
Yeah, I usually don't get the invite often, but I try and take advantage of it.
Yeah. It's a good track. Hopefully the course is in a little bit better condition this year. We got a new superintendent, so it should be good. You'll get out there more.
Yeah, I hope so.
For sure.
I have to. I got to make up for last time, so.
You've been working on the game a little bit in the off season.
So
I've been seeing you grinding.
this off season, I started playing at Shanks
Nice.
in EG, just to get some swings. Honestly, like the simulator, it's tough, man. At first, I was not liking it. I'm like, there's no way. Granted, I don't hit the ball that far as it is, but I was like, something is not right here. So I just had to change my mindset and just you know what, I'm just here to get some swings in.
Yeah.
I just got new clubs last year, so I'm just trying to get comfortable with those. That's a big thing.
Big adjustment.
I'm a big mental guy, so it's when something changes, it's it takes a little bit to kind of get comfortable again.
Yeah,
You need the confidence.
I'm the same way, dude.
Yeah. So, but yeah, just doing that. I was playing with our buddy Jeff,
Yep.
and we just signed.
You in a league over there, or?
Yeah, so they do
Nice.
basically their hours are pretty. They're open late every night. You just, as long as you and your teammate submit your score for a 9, you're good for the week. They have a little leaderboard.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we did that. They just signed up for another 6 week, which brings you right into the actual golf season.
Nice.
So hopefully it pays off.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. How the new club's doing? Good. What'd you get for new irons?
I got
New irons?
Mizuno hot metals.
Oh, nice.
High loft.
Yeah.
Everyone makes fun of me because I got this. I forgot exactly what the shaft is, but it's graphite and the steel mesh.
Oh.
I got a really slow swing speed, so everyone kind of makes fun of me for that. That's an old man club.
Yeah.
Shaft.
You got a good shot shape though.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe I got hosed at GolfX.
Where did you go for these? Where'd you get fitted?
Not GolfX, at Golf Galaxy. Sorry.
Golf Galaxy.
Yeah.
Nice. I have Mizunos. They're awesome.
I mean, everything I read, everyone I talked to was that's the way to go, especially for irons, honestly.
Yeah. And they're brand new, right?
Brand new,
old
fitted.
ones,
I mean, I don't know how much was really changed. I got the paperwork. They did a little bit on the loft, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But I love them. They're beautiful looking clubs.
Nice.
And then I got a Cobra driver, the Cobra DS Adapt, I think it is.
Oh, cool.
Tries to help you kind of adjust if you
It's got that does it have a rear weight? I think mine has the rear weight too.
So,
help
I've
with
been
these,
hitting that pretty well.
help with these cuts, these power fades that we hit, but
Can't take the baseball out of us, I guess. I don't know.
we really can't. It's hard, dude. Because I got into golf maybe it was maybe around COVID. I don't know about you, but
Really? I didn't know. I thought you had already played golf.
I mean, maybe once or twice.
Yeah, not seriously consistent.
I guess really consistently getting into it. It was probably around COVID, and I thought I was kind of maybe a little too cocky. I thought I was going to pick it up quick, and
that's all of us, dude. We think we're gonna be good at everything
Just
at the
step out
first
there.
attempt, and it's no, dude, that's not what it's about.
Yeah, that's not life.
You gotta earn it.
Yeah, you do really. Oh shit, that's funny. What else is new? Any trips or projects?
I mean, we
anything?
just got back from Vermont finally.
Oh, that's right. I was gonna ask you about skiing.
It's been tough. The last couple of years, we have not gone as much as
Yeah.
I think any of us would like to. And usually I go with Andrew, my brother, obviously. Now he's had his daughter. He's about to have a second child.
Yeah,
so I mean, he's busy. So I really that was more really trying to get with him to go and do it.
Yeah.
That's what I really enjoyed. But yeah, the weather was immaculate.
Would you guys up at Stowe or?
That was last year. We went to Killington this year.
You went to Killington this year.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I had bought a new board last year too. So
did you?
all new spec'd out. It was a beautiful board.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You guys, wait, what kind of board is it again?
It's a Burton Custom X.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's a nice board.
Nice. That's
The thing
awesome.
flies.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. How was Killington? I went there for the first time last year. I loved it.
I love that mountain. I love that mountain not only just for in the winter, but we were going mountain biking over there,
Right, that's right.
and it was just top notch. I mean, I like the amenities. Everything around there was cool.
That new lodge
just
they
big.
built is sick.
Oh yeah,
Was it
K2.
K2 lodge.
Oh yeah, it's sick. Every time we go there, you have to go there.
Yeah, you have to.
Even just
best part was drinking beers at the top.
oh yeah, especially on a nice clear day.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful view, and then you go outside, take your Instagram pictures, and then just keep on with your day. Yeah.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
No, Killington's really cool.
That's beautiful. You guys stayed at a pretty cool spot. A little A-frame house, was it, or?
Yeah, just a little Airbnb spot we found, some random town in Vermont, Brownsville. Shout out to Brownsville, Vermont.
Nice.
They were I think it was probably 40 minutes out.
Oh, cool.
And to me, like, driving in Vermont or, like, the New Hampshires, it's like, I don't mind a little ride. All those rides are, like, usually pretty relaxing.
Yeah,
It's highway.
the scenery is
There's
great.
no traffic.
Yeah, no
It's
traffic.
just, you're just cruising.
Yeah.
And then you get to where you want to go.
We used to do those day trips. I mean, 40 minutes is better than 4 hours up and back, right?
Oh, my God. Yeah, dude, we've done some crazy day trips. I remember one time we did a day trip to Sunday River.
Damn,
On a
that's-
bus.
Oof.
When New England Action Sports, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it was
yeah.
doing.
Yeah, I used to do those all the time.
That was a
dude.
deal, though.
Yeah.
You're not seeing those
'Cause
tickets anymore.
Those lift tickets were what, like $60, $70 maybe?
And that was
If
like with the bus.
And that was,
What a ride.
No gas,
Just chilling.
anything, dude. That's right.
I mean,
New
now-
England Action Sports. I forgot the name. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it was right near Pro Fitness now.
Yeah, because you could rent. Because like back in the day, you might not have had skis or a board.
Yeah, you could do
rent.
everything you needed to do there.
That was
One-stop
a
shop.
deal.
Yeah, it was a
That
deal.
was a deal.
Now we just paid, I think it was like $180 for a ticket for the day.
For the day.
So if you're not like,
What are we at? Are we out west or what?
we had better snow this year than they did.
I think on the East Coast there was more snow than west. This
crazy.
year, yeah.
But yeah, nowadays, like if you're out there, you like really want to be out there.
Yeah.
You're not like, before you would like try and get some of your buddies involved that may not be 100% into like skiing or snowboarding, but it's like, oh, come just do a little
come
weekend
hang
trip or
out,
something.
yeah.
Now it's like you got to be kind of committed to this
Yeah.
because
For
it's expensive.
$180 for the day. That's
Yeah.
crazy, dude. What was it? Yeah, I mean, I remember it was like $100 to go to like Stratton. I was like, oh man, that was a lot.
Yeah, like 80 to 100 was like the norm for like a long time,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty reasonable. But now it's just a lot of these bigger conglomerate mountains are just buying up all these other mountains, and there's just massive.
Taking over, like Vail Resorts is just taking over everything, right?
just-
Do they? Wait, Killington's independent though. Right?
Killington's independent.
Yep. But Vail owns like
A lot of
every other
mountains.
mountain though.
Well, a lot of these other mountains, unfortunately,
can't.
fall into financial trouble. So what ends up happening?
That's true.
They scoop you up.
That's true.
And they change it all up. But also for the better too. A lot of these lodges are beautiful.
That's true. That's
So-
true. And otherwise, these mountains might like maybe even go away without
Yeah.
the Vail coming in. But we went to Attitash, which was good. Just a little quick family trip, but it was fun this
I've
year.
always had a good time at Attitash.
We went midweek. There was no one there. Like, didn't wait in a single line. The conditions were pretty good. It was.
I've never had a bad time at Attitash. I remember, I can't think of the name, but there was like some condos. We rented condos across the way one time. They were a little older,
Yeah.
but we had a good time. That was like,
directly across the
yeah.
mountain. Yeah.
I forgot exactly what they called that place, but I remember we rented that a few times, like probably in my like early 20s. So we always had a blast over there.
When I was up there, I saw a couple of them for sale. And they were a little dated, but they're still nice. I mean, you're right across the mountain.
No, dude,
Go
before
under the tunnel and you're there.
Before, it was all about just getting up there. It didn't matter where you were.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Didn't matter where you stayed.
Nowadays, everyone wants this like
Yeah.
crazy Airbnb experience, which I get. It is fun, but
Yeah. But as long as you're
everybody's
there.
different. Yeah, it's about the riding at the end of the day.
Exactly. Oh, that's fun, dude. That's fun. Yeah, we got a good podcast ahead of us. So the One Job at a Time podcast, we like to hear from our guests about what they do for a living, kind of how they got into it, their day to day. So yeah, just take me back to how you got into being an electrician, and yeah, just start us off.
So yeah, I mean, I think it really all comes down to I don't know if I was like in 8th grade or like freshman year. It was like around that time.
Yeah.
Early 2000s, and my parents started renovating their kitchen.
Oh.
And I was just like in awe of the process. It's like I just remember our old like little tight kitchen
Yeah.
with this like awful closet. Like the placement of the closet was like always in the way, and it just made everything tight and like And I just remember like just seeing these guys come in and just like rip it apart, complete chaos, and then little by little, day by day, it just like turned into this like nice, beautiful
Brand
kitchen.
new
And I was
kitchen,
like,
yeah.
wow, that's sick.
Yeah.
Like those guys just did that, with their hands.
You were just like
basically.
in awe by the process
Yeah.
of that, Rich. So
and,
cool.
And that kind of like started. I'm like, that'd be interesting. I'm like, I really kind of want to be a carpenter.
Yeah.
That's kind of, believe it or not, I actually wanted to be a carpenter
From the jump.
from
Interesting.
the jump.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can get into that a little
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
But originally, that's what I really wanted to do. I was always just super passionate about building houses. That was kind of from that kind of moment, kind of just like led me down this like crazy path. Of, like that's what I want to get into.
Very cool.
And then, after that, it came down to like my sophomore year. I got wind of them doing
Like the
Votech. Doing
yeah.
Votech. A buddy of mine was going to Votech in the electrical program. And, typical kid, he's like, dude, I get to go to Tollgate for half a day. We get to leave West Warwick. I don't have to take all these other classes. It's a breeze. It's easy. And I'm like,
sure.
I wasn't really big into school. Like, I just didn't really find interest in a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I tried to sign up into carpentry.
Yep.
Carpentry was filled. Like,
It was full. They
I
didn't have a
guess
spot for you.
didn't have a spot. So I was like, all
Interesting.
right. So then it got to the point where I'm like, all right, where can I make like the most money? Like, what's next? And they're like, oh, electricians make good money. My uncle was an electrician at the time.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
So then I started talking to him about it, and he's like, yeah, dude, he's like, it's a great opportunity, blah, blah, check it out. I sign up. I ended up doing my 3 years at Work Area Career and Tech Center in Warwick, and I just fell in love with it.
Nice.
My teacher at the time was also involved in the local union, the IBW. He was teaching the apprentices there.
Okay, cool.
But he was also, like, during the day, he was doing high school.
Yeah. This is the local 99 or is this different?
This is local 99.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Which is the Rhode Island union.
Yeah.
For electrical. He just kind of took me under his wing.
Very cool.
And then I finally, about to graduate.
Yeah.
And I was going to go to New England Tech.
Yep.
But I ended up getting a job with a non-union company.
Okay.
This is before I tried to get into the union. At the time, 2009, the economy was a little rough.
That was a tough time for everybody.
Yeah, so, I was talking to my uncle, and he's like, hey, a lot of guys are out of work right now. Maybe you might want to go somewhere else.
My dad included was out of work at the time. So, that makes sense. Okay.
So then I finally got the opportunity with them.
With the non-union
With the non-union shop. And I just rolled that out for about 4 years. And then I finally got my opportunity to jump over to the union, which is what I had always wanted to do.
That was your main goal.
Yeah, because to me, it's like I could make more money on this side of the fence doing the exact same thing and have a lot different benefits and this and that.
Pension.
Yeah, pension, annuities.
Yeah.
There was
people
a
looking
no-brainer.
out for you.
Yeah. I do want to give a shout out though, which I skipped over. Before all of that, on the summers, I was working with a local contractor out of West Warwick, Miller Electric.
That's right. Okay. That's what I thought you were leading into. Interesting. All right.
So I kind of skipped over that, which is a huge part of this too, because working with him, that guy is like the coolest guy.
He's an awesome guy.
Oh, great guy.
Shout out to Mr. Miller.
Shout out to Mr. Miller. Working with him on the summers really solidified, all right, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And I thought I would probably stay with him for a while, right?
Yeah.
Like that was kind of the goal. I'm like, this is awesome, just roll with him, learn as much as I can, then maybe one day I do my own thing or something similar to what he did, But I think at that point I started to realize that like with the smaller shops there's a ceiling.
Yeah.
So
especially if you don't own it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, trying to think that far ahead, like, hey, this could lead into this, it's too much.
It's a lot. Yeah.
So I think
when you're just getting started, that's a lot.
Yeah, just getting started. So that's when I thought I started to be like, okay, maybe I need to kind of look elsewhere as far as exposure too.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff we were doing was like residential, light commercial.
Okay. Because this is all residential at this point, mostly. Right?
He did commercial too. He did. He did a lot of town fair tire work. That was like a lot of his contacts. He did. Okay. So we were definitely doing commercial work.
Got it.
Again, I was just like a helper, and then like I worked with him for about a year as an actual apprentice.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then that's when I got the opportunity to go with Interstate, and he was cool about it. I told him, I just said, hey, like I gotta run with this.
Yeah. And he was probably all about that.
Nah, he was cool. I'm pretty sure. I mean, he might not answer the first time I call him, but I think he'd call me back. We're still cool.
Yeah.
Anytime I see him, I'm waving at him. Great guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
But yeah, so I just wanted to get that in. I don't want to skip over him because he was a huge turning point. In my career.
Definitely.
So
Definitely. Maybe backtracking a little bit, but like back in like when you were like in the schooling, like are you learning everything that you need to know to like day one step into a job, or is some of it like on the job?
are you referring to like the trade program or like an apprenticeship? Because now there's you go through both.
Maybe walk me through both.
All right. So if we're talking school, you're just getting like the basics.
Okay.
Tools.
Yeah.
Parts identification, like just basic knowledge.
But or even like for example like a basic light, like you going through that in the school, like
yeah. So actually, in our school in the back, we had a mock house. It was a like just framed home.
Yep.
Where we would go in and do labs. Like it would be like, okay, wire this 3-way switch
like
to that
legit,
switch.
like model house.
Yeah, like it was literally looked like a basement.
Oh, nice.
And it actually had like a little second floor, like a little thing.
Oh.
So that would be part of our day. It would be like bookwork for half the day.
Yep.
And then you would have these little labs you'd have to complete.
Okay, cool.
Start from scratch, wire it, test it, fix whatever didn't work if you blew something up. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
So now it's like you have the book stuff, but now you're actually doing it with your hands. So that for someone like myself, like that's how it registers.
You're putting it together. Yeah.
Once you do something, like for me, I do it once. I'm never gonna forget it.
Yeah, but you got to do it and you got to visualize it. I'm the same way. I'm such a visual learner.
And you also got to do it and you also got to fail.
You have to make mistakes.
You got to reverse engineer things, right? You got to, all right, why didn't this work?
Yeah.
Then you're like, okay, I won't do that again.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds so cool when you're like
that. I mean, you're a young kid, right? Yeah. It's like my father wasn't he wasn't like a tradesman. So like to me, this was like a whole new world too with that. Like I never really had tools or like had any exposure to that.
Yeah. Fair. Okay.
So yeah, it was cool.
And then going into like more of like an apprenticeship, like then you like take a couple steps above that.
So when I started my apprenticeship, I was non-union. So typically non-union apprenticeship is 4 years of schooling.
Okay.
Where you're working full time, but you're going to school 2 nights a week.
Okay.
Basically leading up to your apprenticeship, you got to do a certain amount of hours each year to be eligible to take a test in Rhode Island.
Yep.
So that would consist of you just being an apprentice on a job. Like, hey, go to this spot and figure it out from there.
Yeah.
So like I just remember the first time showing up to a big job. It was a building down in Providence, and I just they give you a contact. You call this guy, the foreman. He's doing looking back on it, it's like he's doing a million things. He does not care that this first year apprentice is showing up with clean boots and like brand new tools, right? Like he does not want anything to do with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I'm outside. He's like, all right, well, come in. And I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm like, I'm cooked.
Start.
Yeah. Oh, this guy hates me already. So, and I was excited, but it's intimidating. It's intimidating being a 18-year-old kid showing up to a construction site with a bunch of grown men.
Yeah.
It's a different environment.
Oh yeah.
It's intense.
Because they're not holding anything back.
No, and a lot of them are already miserable. So it's just like they see a smiling kid, they're like, "Dude, I'm gonna destroy you." Yeah, you're not gonna be smiling tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's just day in and day out. Just all right, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the apprenticeship is you're a gopher.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can swear on here, but you're basically people's bitch.
Yeah. No, we have explicit content on this podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, you're kind of doing all the shit that no one wants to do.
Yeah, and like trying to pick up, like be a sponge whenever you can.
Like pick up a smidgen of something of worth.
And that's a win for the day.
That's a win for the day. And that probably didn't happen for like the first couple months. Like it all depends. If you would go on a job and you would run into like a cooler, older journeyman who like enjoyed teaching.
Yeah, who wanted to be your mentor or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone who like wanted to take you into wing, like and as I got older, I realized the guys that did that were the guys that actually knew what they were doing.
Oh, okay.
A lot of these other guys that didn't want to tell you, didn't want to help you out.
They just may have not have known or...
I think honestly, what I really think it came down to is you were their competition at one point. At some point, you're going to catch up and be equal.
Like this guy's maybe take my job at one time.
He could.
Interesting.
You
It's
know?
kind of like a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers situation. You ever hear that story?
Well, how he just
Favre just didn't really want to teach Rodgers like whether it was the playbook or give him like insight because he's like, this guy's
gonna take my
competition.
job.
Interesting. That's an
yeah.
interesting
I mean,
point.
that's definitely
Yeah.
real.
Huh. Interesting.
And then you just also just have all walks of life in construction.
Yeah.
You know, so not everybody jives with everybody.
Yeah.
But you know, you just gotta be a team player.
Nice. Okay, but so that's like 4 years.
That's 4 years non-union. Union is 5. A little
Union's
different.
5. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
They gotta be better.
Got it. And then after, like, when do you get to, like, what is it? Is it your master electrician? When does that come in?
So after your 5 years, that's when you're eligible to take a test.
Okay.
You can sit for your Rhode Island journeyman's test.
Okay.
After 2 years of holding your journeyman's license in Rhode Island, you're eligible to take the master's test.
Gotcha. Okay.
And quick little side note, Rhode Island is the only state that is a closed book test.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Why it's like
No
that?
other
We don't
state?
know. Nope.
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah. Like Massachusetts, it's open book.
Open book, yeah.
Which, again, when I say open book, it's the code book, the National Electrical Code.
Yeah.
That's like our standards. Just like I'm sure you guys have standards and practices, that's like our bylaws. That's like, that's what dictates.
Yeah, that's what you
that's
gotta
the bylaw.
live by, yeah. Interesting. And that's closed, so you gotta just memorize all of it.
You either know it or you don't.
Right, yeah.
Essentially.
Damn. That's crazy. Only state. Rhode Island is a funky state sometimes.
Always. And what's even more funny about that is, as a master electrician, that supersedes my journeyman's, but you still have to pay to carry both licenses.
Interesting.
Yeah. Don't ask
Just,
me why.
well, there's another money grab or something.
I don't know. Barely. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, so like walk me now that you're like a foreman, training's done, like you're leading jobs, like take me through your day to day, like with that kind of thing.
Yeah, so perfect example, like you had mentioned, the Rhode Island FC Stadium.
Yeah.
That was the biggest job that I've been involved
That
with.
seems like a pretty big job.
Yeah, it was massive.
Beautiful complex, by the way.
Yeah, great setup.
Yeah.
It came a very long way. That was a very challenging job.
How long did that take? Like start to finish kind of
Start to finish, I want to say it was probably close to 3 if you really think about what really goes into that project.
3
And
years?
Probably even more on the paper side of it.
like blueprints, like what?
Yeah,
Like
planning,
building it out,
specs, contracts, money. Who knows how long
Yeah.
it really takes. By the time I actually had gotten on there, we were already 4 months behind schedule.
Damn.
So just put that into retrospect. So you're already behind the gun.
Yeah.
And
There's already that much pressure on you before you even step foot.
oh, absolutely, yeah. Like, and it's like, okay, well, how do you expect anyone to make up 4 months of time?
Yeah.
Without changing the deadline? Like the deadline doesn't change.
The deadline, really?
When people make promises,
They most of the time try to keep them. Yeah.
or people are paying heavy fines.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
it ends up coming down to you get it done, which is crazy because like I'm jumping around a little bit, but it's like no matter what project you're on, you could show up and be like, we're never gonna get this done,
Yeah.
and it's like it gets done
Yeah. Just
somehow, some way. So now it's just like nothing really phases us because it's just like, yeah, this is insane, but we'll do it.
yeah.
That's almost like the challenge of it too. Like you kind of get like a little motivation. It's like they don't think we can do this.
Yeah.
we're
Let's
gonna
prove
do
it to them. Yeah.
But yeah, so back to the Tide
You're
War
4
thing.
months behind.
Yeah, 4 months behind. They're just digging, probably doing some steel, some foundations, some cement work. But a lot of that project was all underground.
Okay. Like all under the turf, what you can't see.
Probably about 15 feet, 20 feet below
Damn.
that concourse level, like way below.
Like what? Like what's under there? Like
Just everything, all your mechanicals, electrical, just plumbing, everything that is basically underground.
interesting.
Because a lot of those buildings don't actually connect. There's a lot of open spaces, so that everything's underneath.
Everything has to be under. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So it's not like in a ceiling. It's all. It's obviously
Yeah.
all underground. Okay. Interesting.
but yeah, so back to like the day to day. So I would typically get in a little bit before the guys, kind of just going over paperwork or trying to fill out stuff that I hadn't filled out the day previous.
Yeah.
You know, then everyone shows up, usually like 6 o'clock. And then you just start handing out missions, you know, whatever. A lot of times the GC would come to us and be like, hey, we need to do this on this area. We need to get out of the walls so they can insulate and sheetrock. Yeah, so that site's a pretty big site. I don't know if you've ever actually been there yet.
I haven't yet, but I've seen.
So it's a pretty sizable area. So we would be all over the place, which isn't ideal. You know, you're set up on one area. You want to work in that area where your material is, your guys are. So when you're like kind of like every other day or every day, multiple times a day, just jumping around, it gets hectic.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, you got to do what they're asking you. Mm-hmm. So, get everyone set up, and then honestly, it was just a lot of just trying to lay out work for the guys, trying to come up with all the answers as fast as you could, because at one point we had 52 electricians on site.
Damn. So you're in charge of the 52 guys?
I was overseeing 52 guys. Damn. And when we're on a commercial job, to kind of tell you the difference between residential commercial, you don't have a fire alarm system typically in a home. You'll have your smoke detectors and heats, but it's just wired into regular power.
Okay.
On these commercial projects, you have like full-on fire alarm systems that are connected to local fire departments.
Oh, like directly?
Yeah, directly to it.
Oh, shit.
I mean, you have your HVAC that's tied into it, so you have all this stuff. You have mechanical, electrical, all the mechanical equipment needs electrical power.
Yeah, right.
Especially at Rhode Island FC.
there, yeah.
It's 100% electric.
Interesting.
It's like one of the first stadiums that did everything electric.
It's all electric. Well, so it's not like gas or something, or what?
No natural gas.
Like no natural gas.
Just it's all electric.
Oh wow.
So everything is based off of electric.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's just
interesting.
Yeah.
52 guys. That's a lot of guys. I can't imagine
52 guys, and most of these guys we really have never worked together. So can you imagine that?
First time meeting him, probably.
Yeah.
It's some of them, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
And a lot of these guys, you know, obviously I've been a foreman for the last probably 5 years, you know, and I'm considered a younger foreman.
Yeah.
So you always have that little situation too. A lot of these guys are older. You know, who's this young kid? I'm not going to deal with him.
Listen to him or something, yeah.
But I've always been able to hold my own, so I think as time goes on, the respect thing always kind of like...
The respect's earned,
It's just like, listen, dude, this is what we're doing, or you can go home.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
With 50-something guys, it's like, either just be a team player, man, or go home.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time to just focus on you. Like, everyone else right now is also trying to ask me questions at the same time you're asking me questions.
Yeah.
So it's like... Yeah, it was intense. It
stressful too.
At time, I mean, I don't know. Elena may disagree with my girlfriend being with me at home throughout this project, but it was definitely taxing at times.
Yeah.
I think I handled it pretty well. But yeah, it's intense. I mean, just imagine you're a stressful day and just times that by
over 3 years.
Yeah, for over 3, like 2.5. I was there for like 2.5. But
yeah.
Just imagine like you're having one problem, but then I have 50 other guys that are having problems.
Yeah.
And then it's not just that. So as an electrician, you're first on site and you're last to leave. So you're dabbling in every trade. Every trade needs the electrician.
Yeah, you
as far as
you
layout,
connect all of them
everything,
together almost,
everything.
Right?
Layout. Hey, we can't be in this wall. The HVAC's going in this wall. Plumbing's in this wall. All right, well, we need to be in here. There's supposed to be a panel over here. Like, there's so much communication and coordination. It's insane. So we're involved in everything, and sometimes I don't think people really understand what we do.
No, dude, that's why we have you. That's why we're having you on today.
You know, and
I have no idea.
It's
like what? I guess can you walk me through like a panel? Like does smaller panels have to tie in somewhere, right? Like,
yeah. So
like where
to break it down, residential, right? You have your regular.
Like 220.
Typically, like 100 amp, 200 amp panel is like a pretty standard size for a home.
Okay.
Now you get into like a bigger home, like mansion size, maybe you're running like a 400 amp.
Oh,
you got like some substantial mechanical
to
equipment running your home, then you might be in that ballpark.
Shit.
But standard home, 100, 200.
Okay.
Just to accommodate what we use now.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
But just to put into retrospect, RIFC had 3,000 amp services.
3,000 amp services.
Correct.
Damn.
So, and what we consider a panel here, when you get to that size of breakers, it becomes switchgear. So to accommodate that amount of amperage, it's on bus duct, which is copper bars.
Oh, okay.
Because if you tried to do like a standard wiring,
Yeah.
it would disintegrate.
It would just explode.
So that's where it comes into distribution.
Okay.
So comes from the street, transformer, comes down, hits your building, whatever power you are. Typically, commercial is 3-phase.
Interesting. Do you have to connect it to the transformer kind of thing? Is that part of your job, or is that somebody else?
Usually what we do is we just bring pipes out to a transformer pad.
Okay.
We pull everything on the secondary side of a transformer. You have a primary side, which is Round Energy, National Grid.
Okay.
They take care of all that. A lot of times we actually end up pulling the primaries. They make the final connection.
Okay.
To actual street power.
Okay. But you're in charge of all the secondary.
Everything from secondary side in.
Okay.
And then from the transformers, it comes in. Now it hits your switchgear, and then that's where it starts to break down into, you're going to have like your 480. That's like your higher loads, a lot of mechanical stuff on that.
Okay.
Then it can be knocked down to like 277, which is a lot of times your lighting.
Gotcha.
And then it also knocks down to like 120 volt panels. So you have a combination of different voltages throughout a commercial or industrial building, just to handle different types of loads.
And these are all connected through that thick ass copper shit you were saying? What is that called?
That's the switchgear, which is bus duct.
Bus duct.
A bus.
Okay.
It's just an oversized panel that can handle that amount of amperage.
Okay.
And then it just gets knocked down, and then from that point, that's where you run out your branch circuits. So now it's like a branch circuit would be your kitchen circuit in your home.
Okay.
Just comes from your panel.
Okay.
We have the same thing in commercial. So everything just starts feeding out and taking care of different devices.
Like how I can go in there and switch the kitchen up? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's breakers like that in regular panels in commercial too, but then there's also like a lot bigger breakers.
Okay. Gotcha. Are they like legit, like way bigger in size too? Like
physically, yes.
Like not ampage obviously, but like also like physically, right?
Like you'll walk into a room and the entire room is just panels and breakers.
Oh shit.
A 400 amp breaker is, sizable. And some of these copper wires, a lot of times, to accommodate it, is they're what's called run in parallel. Because if you tried to do one single wire, it would be unmanageable. It wouldn't be possible. So they parallel it, knock it down, so you can accommodate the correct amperage.
Okay.
And it's easier to work with.
Gotcha. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on there. Yeah. And these like are all interconnected to like HVAC and
everything that runs like everything.
Yeah, literally everything.
Literally everything. It's 100% electrical. Yeah, so everything.
Is this one of the first buildings?
I don't know.
Or in Rhode Island or?
No, I think it's like one of the first stadiums of that size to be doing something like that. Okay. I don't know exactly, but I know that was like a big thing.
Gotcha. So they have to have a bunch of generators. Right?
Yeah, there's like a full-size, massive Caterpillar engine that can handle that.
Let's crack this switchback. Is your favorite, right?
One of them.
I did my best. Nice. Cheers.
Not yet. Cheers.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's good.
You actually have a pretty good memory because when I brought that over here, it was during Christmas, right?
I think so. You brought this over here once, and then we used to have this up north. I think you used to always buy this up north.
Yeah, I mean, when you're up north, you gotta have like something with some flavor.
I think the first time I had this was actually at Aditash. Remember me, you, and Drew? We went into the bar. I think we had a switchback.
Yeah, there's something different about having a beer up north. You gotta have it.
On the mountain.
Yeah.
But I think piggybacking off the RIFC job? Like, you work in all different environments. I guess maybe kind of walk me through.
Yeah, so I mean, you obviously have your basic commercial, and then you can get into, we do a lot of work in hospitals, which is its own ecosystem.
For sure.
That's intense. You have patients around, you have doctors, staff. I mean, it's a never
things that can't stop. Like,
exactly,
moving, right?
Things that can't stop, and it's 24/7.
Yeah.
And that has its own challenges. In the trades now, it's a big thing with safety.
True.
It's almost to a point where it hinders how we work.
Yeah.
To
efficiency-wise, probably.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, do you realize the positions and the locations that we have to do things in?
Yeah.
And you want us to wear all these things and be tied off to things, and you can't reach things.
Literally.
It's insane. You could be in the hospital in like a boiler room. Now, when I say boiler room, we're not talking about the size of your house.
No.
This is a boiler room that's probably 80 degrees, loud, and you're just, you're trying to work in this environment for days, weeks, months.
Yeah.
Like, that's the environment. And
you're not in a t-shirt and shorts in the 80-degree environment.
You're lucky if you're in a t-shirt, but a lot of times when you're in those places, these pipes are so hot. A lot of steam pipes run through these areas. So
you gotta protect
a lot of times you're wearing like long sleeves. Damn. Because as soon as your arm touches it, cinched.
Yeah.
And again, you're crawling on these things.
In these crawl spaces.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think what's funny, and I think a lot of the guys that are in trades can kind of relate to, it's like when you're in the suck together, something about it just kind of makes it fun.
Yeah.
Which I don't think a lot of
brotherhood.
people... Yeah, I don't think a lot of people get to experience that.
No.
In like a regular like office setting. Again, I don't work in an office, but I work in offices, and I just see the vibe. And it just, some places seem like it'd be kind of cool, and a lot of these places it's just like, oof, this is tough. I couldn't imagine.
But you have a good vibe with your team?
Yeah, we have a good vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the office people probably look at us and like, these guys are idiots.
but really what they don't know is you guys are having a great time doing it.
Yeah, we're having a blast. I just burnt half of my back off. I'm sweating. Yeah. But, yeah, so, I mean, the environments are definitely probably the biggest thing that people don't understand.
Yeah.
We're not in a controlled environment.
No.
We're outside in the summer. We're outside in the winter. It's brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. Now, we always say, I'd rather be cold than hot. When I get hot, I just can't. It's the worst.
I think so too, dude. Yeah.
Because
so you don't mind the winter is like you don't mind it.
I don't like it.
You don't. Yeah.
But I can deal with it because you have the proper clothing. It's all about layers. You have your bibs, your winter. You got the scully. You got all sorts of stuff. I mean, the gloves are the worst part. Your extremities are always the worst because, especially as an electrician,
you need that dexterity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys do too.
Yeah.
But you also need protection.
Exactly.
So it's like safety people come around, they're like, why aren't your gloves on? I'm like, I'm trying to put nuts and bolts on something, on this little piece of equipment, or wire nuts, or this or that. It's like, I
can't do that.
I need to feel it.
Yeah.
And it's...
You need that tactile
2 degrees
sensation.
outside.
Yeah, right. Oh, man.
So, yeah, definitely rather be in the colder temperatures, which I laugh because, I have friends that are not in the trades too.
Yeah.
And I appreciate when they're like, oh, it's so cold out, da-da-da. And I'm like, dude, you wouldn't last a day.
You don't even know. You're in the office.
And there's nothing against that, but it's just so funny because I'm just like, dude, I'm out in this, like, during some projects, like, there's no heat. No. There's nothing.
No.
There's not even, like, a wall up. Sometimes you're just on a project, it's just steel.
There's no AC in the boiler room, right, either? Like...
Your AC in the boiler room is like if you can luckily get near like a window or like an AC vent has like a vent and you just like stand under it for a little bit. Every once in a while they'll do they'll give you a fan, but usually it has nothing to do. It's not for your comfort. Trust me, it is not about your comfort in the trades.
Shit.
And that's just the reality of it. Damn. We're working in very tough environments, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get lucky and you're in a better environment than others. I've done a lot of work at Torrey Plastics, which is down over near Electric Boat.
Yeah. They make all like the liners for all like Doritos bags or something, right?
Heavy
Is that what they do? Or
yeah, like a lot of
something like
like
that?
interior.
Yeah, not plastic.
It's
though.
actually like metallized.
Oh,
I forgot the exact terminology, but they do all different types of stuff for different
Yeah.
different vendors, and that's a massive operation.
Yeah,
That hands down was some of the toughest environments I've ever worked in.
really
Oh, bar none.
interesting.
Like
I would.
brutal. There were actually times where we were in certain areas that I actually got sick for like a week because it was so hot.
Like heat exhaustion or
Heat
something.
exhaustion, and
Damn.
it was like during like the COVID era too. So it's like
Yeah.
everyone's complaining about COVID, and we're still at work in the winter in this again like a boiler. It's not even a boiler. It's just the amount of steam pipes that generate that in that building.
Yeah.
It was just so hot. You were just
You're like, do I have
so-
COVID or do I have hypothermia?
You got to the
didn't
point
know.
where you were actually cold. You were like you lost all
Damn.
your sweat.
Damn.
You weren't even sweating.
You weren't even
anymore.
sweat. You lost
Yeah,
that
it
like
was
ability
insane.
to sweat.
Insane.
Yikes.
And then there'd be days like on other projects we also did a big project at Electric Boat
Yeah.
a couple years ago, and that building, as you know, is massive.
Yeah.
We're up on 135-foot boom lifts trying to do work on a ceiling. So if you're afraid of heights,
Damn.
good luck.
Which I kind of am. Damn.
So being in a piece of machine, so I don't know if you know what a boom lift is.
Is that different than? I mean, it's like it has like this. They cross.
That's a scissor lift.
That's
so
a scissor lift.
Yeah, so that's a
lift.
scissor lift. That's more. They have outdoor scissor
All right.
lifts.
So I know what a scissor lift.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
scissor lift has a platform. It raises,
Yes.
comes down. You can drive around.
I've
Sometimes
seen those.
have off-road wheels.
This is a boom lift.
A boom lift is basically four wheels, like a off-roading vehicle that has a telescopic boom and a platform.
Damn. Like for like way up
Aerial
high. Aerials.
work.
Oh damn.
Like I said, that top of that building.
So you're doing stuff like that too, like.
Oh yeah. So at that particular project, there were at any given time probably 15 of those lifts in the air. Now different trades, electricians. Now we're all swinging around trying to do work. So it's like
It's on the exterior of the building, or
interior, exterior, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Because you got to think that electric room's on the opposite side of the building. How do you get there if you didn't go underground? Now you got to go up. The layout of that building is a very unique building because they have to fit the submarines in. So most of that building is just a giant garage. Think of it as a massive.
It's like a U, massive.
Like yeah. So a lot of all the mechanicals and everything have to be in certain areas so it can
shit.
fit, so they can bring it in, bring parts of it in.
Oh,
So
interesting.
yeah, that was a crazy scenario. So it's again, in the beginning, I was like, I'm not going up there. Like that's
Like how high are we talking here? Like how high up you think we are? Like height wise?
135 feet in the air.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah,
shit.
maxed out.
Damn.
So now think of this too. Now
This wasn't the first time you've been up that high, or was it?
that was
More
probably
than-
the highest, but I've also
Yeah.
been on booms before, which you
Okay.
get comfortable with, right?
Yeah.
You'd be at different heights.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more manageable. But I'll have to show you some videos. Like people look like ants from that point.
135 feet up. That's crazy.
So next time you drive by EB, just think of you being on the top of that building in a little basket.
Damn.
That now you control that. You control that from up high. So now you can drive that machine, and you also have control of your basket to kind of put you in position to work.
Oh okay.
So now, mind you, we're up at these heights, bending conduit, mounting things on the ceiling, installing equipment. Like
Now what is conduit?
conduit is EMT. It's a medical. It's a metal raceway.
Okay.
So a lot of times you see in a home you have your Romex, your white Romex, yellow Romex.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a cable.
That's cable.
In industrial stuff or commercial settings, you either have MC, which is an armored cable wire, or you have conduit where you can run unprotected wire, THHN. Again, I'm getting a little techie here, but
Yeah.
you basically it's just a raceway to get you from A to B with wire.
Gotcha. Is that like quicker than like or
Installing pipe is definitely not quicker, but
or like the current? Is it current quicker, or is that like too?
no, nothing about that
Nothing-
really
nothing
changes. It's
changes?
just
Oh.
you need to be physically protected, especially in environments like that.
It's like, do you wear special like like gloves or something, or what are you? Like,
No, like you would wear your typical safety stuff, but what I'm saying is like you can't have wire in an environment where they're making submarines.
No,
It'll get destroyed
yeah.
and ripped apart, ripped to shreds.
No,
So
okay.
the pipe is the protection.
Gotcha.
For the wire
the pipe
inside.
is your protection for the wire.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and plus you wouldn't be able to run the amount. A lot of times you'll run an oversized conduit, so you can run multiple
things
circuits or wires to an area.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, instead of running like a bunch of different MCs or different types of wire, you run into conduit.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down now. Okay.
So, but yeah, so back to the lift thing.
Back
It's
to
like,
the height. Yeah. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's insane. So you have this little dial, and you turn it down to snail, and you like try and move. And the problem is at that height, the slightest movement ricochets all the way up the boom. So you're all day. You actually get seasick at times. People are getting seasick because you're just swaying all day.
There's just that.
It's
almost
just
like you're on a boat. Yeah.
all day.
Damn.
So
And you're trying to focus and work.
you're trying to focus on work. We're trying to rig things up. We're trying to lift heavy equipment with chain falls, like strapping, rigging. Like there's a lot of things a commercial industrial electrician does that I don't think people really know.
Yeah.
Like you're doing heavy lifting with massive
Yeah.
equipment.
I think that's like a lot of maybe people know what like a residential electrician does, but like people don't even have the slightest idea of a commercial electrician.
Everyone and
that's
touched on this.
That's what you would call yourself as like a commercial electrician. You'd say.
I would say an industrial.
Yeah, or industrial.
Yeah,
all right.
industrial, heavy industrial.
Okay, cool.
Commercial.
Cool.
But yeah, it's funny because like I still have I remember, not so much anymore, but I remember like earlier on, and this was even like probably a good 5-6 years into my career, people like would call me and be like, do you think you can like hang my ceiling fan? I'm like, yeah, I can hang your ceiling fan.
Yeah, I think I can handle
That's
that.
like, yeah, I got you, dude. I can take care of that for you. And it's just funny because again, when people hear electrician, they just think you're in a house doing residential work. And there's plenty of guys that do that, and it's a great living.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah.
The best way to describe the residential to commercial is just the material that's used.
Materials. Okay.
A lot of the theory is there. It's just
Gotcha.
on a different scale.
Yeah. All right.
Because now the usage is so much greater. It's so much more dependent on being able to withstand constant use 24/7.
Yeah.
You're home, your lights are on for an hour or two, you shut the light off, you go upstairs, you go to another room. This stuff is running 24/7, 7 days a week.
Yeah. Hospitals don't shut down.
Hospitals don't shut down. You're in production areas.
EV doesn't shut down. Like
no, a lot of these places. Those are the types of things that we do.
That's a good explanation. I like that.
And then on the same token, stuff like that. It's like as soon as something goes down, it's an absolute scramble to get that back up. Because even like at Torre, things would go down. You're talking hundreds of thousands to maybe millions of lost production.
Yeah.
So that's where we come in.
And the Japanese don't want to lose the money. I'm pretty sure Torre is Japanese, right?
Yeah. So funny story. We did one of their projects. They had installed this new, basically automated system.
Yeah.
Now, when I say the system, it's the length of the building. It's its own high-tech. I think it was. I don't know if the Germans designed it, but when we were at that project, we had. And myself, we were dealing with the Japanese, which were obviously
the owners.
Yeah. People from Italy were coming. We had the Italians and the Germans and us all trying to solve this.
To come together and
put this together. So that's another thing with the trade.
Did you have to learn German or?
No. I'm lucky I could talk as it is now sometimes. No. But we had a lot of these guys are well educated, and they had they have an accent, but they could hang.
Yeah, they could hang.
So
okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, so I kind of lost my train of thought.
That big automated system that might have went down at EB. Torre, excuse me.
Yeah, so basically they wanted to get this project done, and we actually took over for another company that just basically couldn't handle the deadline.
Interesting.
So we were working 7 days a week, 10-hour days, like just crazy. Like just we gotta get this to the finish line.
Overtime,
nonstop, like just, and that's another thing too with the commercial, industrial, and union. A lot of times, there's a lot of overtime. There's a lot of pressure to get things done. Yeah. Like I said earlier, there's people make promises. Yeah. Unfortunately, the guys in the field, the ones that they tend to. I don't want to say save the day, but a lot of times things get big.
They come through.
Whether we get that appreciation all the time.
Yeah.
Here and there.
Yeah. Now the overtime's great. You're making good money, but flip side, maybe you're not with your family, etc. But they're relying on you to get it done. So
they're definitely relying on you.
You can't really tap out. You got to do it.
So, like you were saying about the Japanese being very strict on their working, they wanted us to work on Christmas.
Really?
That year we were there.
No shit.
And the boss was like, absolutely not. Damn. Like our main guy.
I mean, I'd hope
and
so.
Yeah, it's like no one would have showed up. They wanted you to work
Christmas Day. They wanted to be like, oh, we need. Wow.
Yeah, like we don't care.
And the Japanese celebrate Christmas? I have no idea. We'll have to look that up.
I'm not sure. No shade on those
clearly
guys.
Not.
They're great people. No shade.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. That to me,
Christmas Day.
Now, mind you, this was like months of just 7 days a week, just insane working.
It was just nonstop.
And a lot of times, people you look for those holidays because you're like, finally, I can get a break.
Give me a day off, yeah.
Because that's another thing too. When you're doing all this crazy overtime, especially like someone like myself, I'm always like heavily involved in projects, so it's like I don't have the luxury to step away.
Yeah.
Whether that's my own doing or just the simple fact that I'm involved, it's like other people.
It's probably a little bit of both.
It's definitely a little bit of both.
You're a good guy and you don't want to let anybody down.
Well, you just also don't want to let your guys down.
And you care about the quality of work that you do. So.
Yeah, so there's a lot.
And the guys too, yeah.
There's a lot that goes into it that people are like, oh man, you work so much. Like, why do you do it? And then, it's not what it's all about. And it's like, no, it's not. No. But you got to understand the position I'm in is like
you're the guy, like you're the lead dude. You can't be taking days off. Doesn't set a good
wasn't
precedent.
the lead guy on that project, but a core guy. We would consider a core guy. Like, so I was involved. Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that's the hardest thing for people to wrap their heads around. Trade wise, not just an electrician, but like we do have a hard time. Kind of saying no.
Stepping away and saying no, yeah.
Even though we know that we need to, because that balance is crucial.
It is, yeah.
And they're trying to work on that within like the safety stuff. Like I don't want to get too dark, but like trades have
the mental health and
they have these things that are pretty evident. When you talk to different trades. Yeah.
The tradespeople are still human too. They need their mental health days, but
that's why we laugh because it's like you're so focused on that, but then you want us to work every minute of the day.
Like here's this mental health training. Oh, by the way, we might have you work Christmas.
Yeah, hey, here's a pizza party, but get back to work.
Classic.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I feel like you guys are built different though, like than us average Joes. You guys are.
No, that's one thing I've never. A lot of my buddies in the trades always like, "Oh, this guy, he don't do nothing." Da da da.
Not that you don't do nothing, I think. But
no, I'm saying as far as like office guy versus trades guy, right? Like, what are they complaining about? They got it made. But I've always been able to kind of zoom out of that, and it's like, dude, his stress is his stress. How can you justify my stress and his stress?
Someone else's stress, yeah.
That's the stress he has. This is the stress I have. So it's just as intense to him as this is to me. Now, if we switch places, maybe that'd be a breeze. I don't know, but you can't.
No, you really can't.
You can never
unless you're in their shoes.
No, and you wouldn't.
Yeah,
it's just how it is. I think everyone has their own levels of stress, no matter what you do.
No, I think you're absolutely right about that. I think you guys have a good amount of like mental and physical stress that people don't understand,
which is extremely draining. Because not only are you mentally exhausted, now you're sometimes getting basically shit on, whether it's just the conditions, the task, the leadership. Unfortunately, a lot of times leadership takes out their stress on the guys when it's like, listen, we're just here to help you too.
Yeah, we're all in this together. Yeah.
And I've always had the mindset of like, no matter who you are, you could be the owner of the company or a GC or another contractor. It's like, at the end of the day, you're just a dude in front of me, just like me.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not going to look at you in a different sense of like, just treat me with respect and I'll treat you with respect. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people have that.
No. And I feel like it's going away.
It is definitely going away.
And I don't mean to bring up like the millennial generation, but how are they as? And I'm a millennial, so you're a millennial
I think
too.
technically
You're a millennial too.
91.
Yeah.
So it's a great question.
And nothing against the millennials, but this is a big topic. How are they? How's their motivation, their work ethic, that kind of thing? I think we can touch on this.
So I laugh. So I'll just start off with my own experience, right? I remember getting into the trades, living at home, making money for the first time.
Yeah.
Life is gravy, right? Like, this is sick. Missed going to college, right? I kind of missed out on some things doing that because I was working, but like I still was always down there on the weekends, so whatever. But you're just lackadaisical. You don't care. You're just you're not invested. You're not a part of what's really going on. So you're just like neck down. That's what we call it. Like, you just
neck down. I haven't heard that one. I like that.
Just no responsibility.
Neck
like
down.
you just kind of like lost. You're just like, what am I supposed to be doing? And it's usually like a group of you. Like on these bigger projects, you'll have like, 9 out of 10 times a millennial, typically a younger person is going to be an apprentice, right? They don't know shit.
They don't know what's going on.
So. And I always remember getting yelled at about being on my phone or like scrolling. And it's like, oh, you're not paying attention. It's like, dude, I'm listening to you and scrolling. Like, who cares? It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
I can multitask.
Yeah, I can multitask. And
you
I
can't.
couldn't. But looking at it now, it's crazy, dude, because nobody wants to work.
Dude, and it's not just in the trades. It's like, I think it's everywhere, dude.
There's just no accountability.
It has to be more of a post-COVID thing, right? Or do you think it was happening
before that? For us in the trades,
really?
Definitely, no.
All right.
Because you got to think, you got to be a certain individual to already just sign up to be in the trade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're already kind of like, all right, this is, I hate to say it, but a lot of times it's like, all right, I don't really know what to do. Like, hey, the next best thing, get a trade.
Yeah.
And again, I don't mean to throw shade on other trade people. I would never do that, but it's what you make it. Yeah. Just like anything else. You can just do this, show up, go home, do whatever else you do.
Yeah.
So be it. But there's also other people that take it and run with it.
But there are a lot of people in the trades, whether it's an electrician or like pipe fitter, you name it. Like even like putting in like an irrigation system or something. Like there are a lot of like tradesmen who are like wealthy people. Like,
I think that's another big thing.
Whether you own your own company or you're doing like side work or whatever,
sky's the limit.
It's what you make of it.
The problem is you run out of time. You don't have enough time to do it all.
That's so true.
And
but I think there was, and I think even maybe when I was going in college, there was this like, people didn't tell you about like all the successful people in the trades, like. It was like this push towards college when you were in high school from like the teachers and whatnot.
Oh, dude, I lived it.
Yeah.
I remember.
And I don't think that's the right answer.
No, it's not. And especially for me, like I really understand that as well. It's like I remember because I went to Votech, it basically was like I remember going to the guidance counselor at one point and be like, all right, well, like what are my options for college? Like, oh, well, you went to Votech, like you don't have the requirements.
Interesting.
And it kind of was.
What did you?
I don't know exactly if that was what they said, but it kind of was like, well, is that really what you're gonna do? Kind of like.
Oh, they were saying that?
I felt a little slighted when I had asked that question. Like it wasn't like an option almost. Like, but what I'm saying is because I was already involved with that. But at that time, everyone's like college. Yeah. And I kind of felt like. Well, it's just not what I want to do. It's just not what I want to do. I find this a little bit more interesting. And, I remember years later, my parents saying that at times, like, they had other parents like, oh, you really sure, like, he should go to that Votech thing and, like, not go the college route? And they're like, yeah, well, what's the difference? But definitely growing up, that was definitely the push. And I think that's definitely changed.
Oh, changed a lot.
Because, I mean, I know plenty of friends that, unfortunately went to school, spent 4 years just having a good time.
Yeah.
Now, I was having a good time. I was having a good time with them, but I was still working, and I was completing my apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So, and another thing, too, is electricians have the most training. I went to school for 5 years, over 5 years, to be an electrician. That's basically, I could have went to school to do anything at that point.
I think that's important, too. You're, like, in the books and on the, like, you have to know a lot of shit.
Absolutely. And it's like, it's not that you need to know everything. You need to know how to be resourceful with us.
Yeah.
Not all trades have that. A lot of other trades just kind of like, once you learn, you're good.
I think you guys are probably, like, and I can say this, but I think you guys are probably the smartest of the trades.
I mean, we are referred to as the king of the trades.
Yeah.
People don't like it. They call us the pretty boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they kind of... This is like this big thing
intellectually, I think you guys are probably the smartest of the trades. No?
I'm not going to say that because I got friends in all different trades, but I feel like we're involved in a lot of different things that I don't think other trades really have the full scope. Like, I need to know about the plumbing. I need to know about the HVAC system. I need to know about, like... Just we're involved on a project. We're basically involved in everything.
Yeah. Start
to finish.
Yeah.
First, like I said, first one's on site. We're bringing everyone temp power so they can work, and we're the last ones there, making sure things are straight, lights are on, things are labeled. Like, so, yeah, there is a lot that goes into being an electrician.
Yeah. Okay.
That most people don't know.
Yeah.
And it's. Yeah, I don't know. It's I love it.
Yeah.
I'm awesome. Lucky to be able to say that I'm extremely passionate about what I do. And as I've gotten older, I always like in the back of my mind was always like, did I make the right call and not going the college route? And then once I kind of got through those hardships of being an apprentice and like really not enjoying what I was doing for a long time, and that was like a very tough area.
Yeah.
Finally getting through that and kind of like seeing the light on the tunnel, and then things kind of come in full circle is like,
you're like, I made the right decision.
Thank God.
Yeah. And I think this is a huge point. You have no debt in college, in student loans.
I have no student debt.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Not everyone can say that.
Not everyone can say that, and I do feel for people because I don't think people realize what they were signing up for. Now, a lot of people were fortunate enough maybe that their family situation was different, or whatever, scholarships, that's great. And I think college is great if you have a plan.
You got to have a plan.
If you're just going to go,
there's no point.
Then I really think you just wasted 4 prime years of like growth.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what they're telling people coming out of school.
And that's what we're trying to do here on the pod, is maybe help people out, save them some debt, and figure out what they really want to do. But
that's it. Just be committed. Don't just do things to do it because everybody else is doing it. Exactly. Sometimes it's okay to be a little different. Don't be scared.
Yeah, that's so true.
Follow what works for you.
Yeah, find your meaning, follow your passion. Don't just follow somebody else's tracks.
And like you said about the whole like success thing, and like everyone's success is measured differently, right? It's not just about money.
No.
Some people it's about time.
Yeah.
Find and follow what you love.
Yeah.
And if you have a passion, try and make that passion. If you can make that passion lucrative, you struck gold.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And
I mean, I know everyone. They said it to me and probably said it to you. Like you really have to love what you do. When you're doing it, it's potentially 7 days a week. You gotta enjoy going to work. It's probably more than half your life.
I spend more time with my work friends.
Yeah.
Than anyone.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta.
I didn't really realize that when I was going through. I was like, nah, as long as I'm making some money, like I'll be happy.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, well, maybe I wish I did something else, but that's another day. But you really got to be happy with your job.
It's also part of just growing up, right? It's like nothing's gonna be perfect.
That's true.
Sometimes you need to just be like, hey, this is what I'm doing right now, and you got to roll with it. Make the best of it. It's mindset. We're big on mindset. I kind of find myself as like a mentor to some of these young guys. I really enjoy like kind of taking apprentices under my wing as best as I can, because I didn't always have that, and I felt like I really, a lot of times was just out there on my own, kind of like lost, because like I just like needed, you know, guidance from like older guys. Like that's just like you. Like you're on a job, you want someone that's already doing what you want to do to be like, hey, do this. Like don't waste your time fumbling around. Like kind of get that like step ahead.
Oh, for sure.
But only on the people that show the effort.
Yeah.
So back to your millennial thing, it's like I got kids that they don't care. So why am I going to give you all this insight if I know you don't care what I'm telling you?
I know. Yeah.
So I'm not, and unfortunately, what happens to those types of people is you just kind of get
pushed to the
sink or
wayside.
swim.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of times it don't last.
They sink, yeah.
Now you got a guy who shows up every day. He's hungry. He's eager.
Yeah.
He just has the right mindset. It's like, dude, I don't care if you do things wrong, but don't keep doing them wrong.
But show some effort.
Yeah, show some effort. It's like, dude, you're, as an apprentice, no one expects you to know anything.
Yeah.
You actually have the best job on site.
You can fuck up.
You can fuck up. It's okay.
Because it's on me. It's my
fault.
It's on you.
I'm going to be pissed at you if you do something dumb, but at the same time, it's like, dude, that's how you learn.
Yeah, it's a learning experience.
And it really just comes down to accountability and effort, dude. Those are two things that you have the control over.
You do. You know,
it's as,
and it doesn't
these
seem
people
like
say
it's that
all this
hard.
crazy stuff. It's so simple.
It's so simple. It is.
But not everyone understands that.
Yeah, that's where we were on the millennial track. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there.
You're
Yeah,
good.
but I know it's tough. I didn't know if it was like if you thought it was like a parenting thing or.
I mean, there's always gonna be the parenting thing too. I just think.
Just people just don't.
I think everyone in kind of our generation, right? Like I would say I'm like on the cusp of like the millennial.
Yeah.
I think we kind of came up at a different time. I think now everyone just thinks like they deserve everything.
If you're somebody who's missing your swagger out on the course, then look no further than Oyster Brands. Use the code ONEJOB20 in all caps to get your swagger back with Oyster Brands. I can't promise you the handicap will improve, but goddammit, you'll be looking right and comfortable out on the course this summer. Oyster Brands. Don't wait. I was meaning to bring this up, but I read I think it was a Wall Street Journal article last month, and it literally was talking about kids, whether they were juniors or seniors in high school, getting job offers from companies to be an electrician, high six-figure salaries right off the jump, and they had zero experience. And I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely believe that to some extent, because there's going to be such a massive shortage of trades.
Yeah.
You got to think, kind of like what we had touched on, it's like everyone was pushing college for so long that the trades didn't keep up.
That's true.
So now you have all these boomers that are finally retiring, and it's like the problem with that was the boomers kind of stayed around a little too long, where they weren't allowing younger guys to kind of get that opportunity or get that knowledge from them. So now when they leave, it's it's a cut.
It's a huge drop off.
It's a huge gap.
Yeah.
So
and now that
that gap has just gotten
too
bigger and bigger. So now it's again with the millennial mindset, it's you guys don't realize the opportunity in front of you.
That's so true.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
But everyone wants to just think things are gonna happen overnight, and it comes down to the Instagram and the TikToks, and everyone wants to be famous and thinks it's gonna happen overnight. But it's the reality of it. Majority of us are gonna have a job.
Yeah, people just think they can be podcasters overnight.
Yeah, it's gonna take it's gonna take some years. But with the right mindset, the right work ethic,
maybe, who knows?
It can work out.
Yeah,
you don't know.
We're just having fun.
But yeah, I mean,
have you do you see this actively, maybe at your job,
100%?
Yeah,
all of our
there's gonna be
senior
these huge
management,
gaps.
all of our senior management basically retired, and we had to acquire another electrical contractor to kind of step in and fill that void.
Oh, really?
As far as like office personnel. So again, back to kind of like the structure of electrical, you have, from the very beginning, you have your truck driver, apprentice, journeyman, foreman, area foremans, general foremans. Then now you get into the office personnel where it's like your PMs, your executives, VP of service, like VP of construction. Those are all different things. And now you need all those people in the office to be getting you the work.
Yeah.
So you have the field crew and staff.
Yeah.
But you need
the other side too.
Exactly, and that's where a lot of companies right now are losing those. Those are extremely valuable positions.
Yeah, you don't even think about those positions. Huh. That's a great opportunity. So do you guys like work with like the engineers and like the customers like on these jobs? I forgot to ask this question earlier, but
daily.
Really?
Daily.
Like,
you have
like deal with blueprints and all that shit?
All day. That's all I do. I'm on the iPad, I'm out in the field, that's all I have. I'm marking up things, I'm finding things that are wrong that other people haven't caught yet. Hey, this isn't gonna work. You got things in the way. There's supposed to be a panel here, there's no wall. How's that gonna work? You're calling for a surface mount and there's plumbing in that wall. Now we're doing RFIs, request for more information. So yeah, it is there's a whole nother level to the job site.
As a foreman,
yeah.
Like
so I'm the one kind of like finding problems as soon as we can, ideally. Like I'm looking into it,
offering solutions.
So it's like I give you a mission. I'm already trying to find out like what we're doing next week. I'm trying to have that like laid out, ready to go. So as soon as you or the next 6 guys like, hey, I finished my task. Boom. Here's another thing. Go do it. Get out of here. Go. So it's like, as far as talking to the engineers, so now you have a GC, general contractor. Yeah. Now they have a full army of PMs, executive PMs, assistant
project
managers.
We just had a project manager.
We had a project manager,
on the pod.
So, you're in constant contact with these people.
Got it.
Going over, unfortunately, usually issues. It's never...
Because and I hear this a lot from my dad too, like, obviously they have their own set of intelligence skill sets, but like, it's not always like realistic to eat like to on the job, like
so
their blueprint, right, or something.
When you're looking on a piece of paper, everything looks like possible.
Yeah, it's like, we can make that work.
But it's a piece of paper.
Yeah.
When you're actually out in the field and things are hundreds of feet away and there's things in the way, elevation changes, walls in different areas, like there's so many things that become a problem. Like that's really, we like to refer to it being like a firefighter. Like just that as my role, area foreman, I actually oversaw all the foremen.
Oh, okay. So
foremen have a crew that they're delegated a task. Hey, you have 5 guys, 6 guys, 10 guys, you're dealing with that. This is what you're doing, this is your task. You have problems, you come to me, I start to look into them. A lot of times now, if I can't solve that, now I reach out to the general contractor. Now we have to get the engineers involved or their team.
Got it.
And then that's like the RFI thing comes into play. So there's just, if I brought up my iPad, it's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of RFIs typically on a project. It's just insane. Because every day there's a problem.
Yeah.
So we're just putting out fires constantly. So, and that's if you have prints. A lot of times we go to projects and they're like, figure it out, design it.
Really? So they want you to be
everything.
You're the engineer and the electrician.
A lot of times, honestly, I feel like as an electrician, and I'm sure this is like with other trades, plumbers the same way, I'm sure as carpenters too, it's like a lot of times you are the resource out there. You need to be the one to figure things out for other people too. And that's just having experience. It's like, because a lot of times too now what we're seeing is a lot of these younger kids getting into the trades.
Yeah.
Nothing against them, but they have no field experience.
Right.
So everything looks gravy on a piece of paper. Like, hey, that's supposed to go there. Okay. Tell me how I get through that 3-foot wall, that 3-foot cement wall. How do you want to go through that?
You can't.
Oh, I didn't know that was there. Yeah, because you got to be out here. You got to be like.
You got to actually get your hands dirty.
It's not even about his hands getting dirty, but it's just like you need to be open to understanding that it's not as easy as this piece of paper says.
Yeah.
You know, and And that's where it comes back to the coordination. Coordination is everything. Communication is everything.
Communication is huge between...
And you got to be a team player. At the end of the day, our job is to complete this project.
Yeah.
And now I've seen other guys in the trades where they're kind of like, they don't want to be a team player, and they kind of make everything hard and difficult. And it's like, we all need each other.
Yeah, to let their personality get in the way or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that's just not... You want to work with your friends on a construction site. That's when when a job is in like good morale, it flows.
Things go smooth.
Yeah, and just get your job done.
Yeah, and that all starts from the top.
Yeah, I mean, you got piss poor leadership and you're getting treated like shit. Morale's down. Once you lose morale, toast. People taking advantage of it. You got guys that will just show up and do nothing for 8 hours. If you're lucky. When you're working overtime, they're taking you for 10.
Yeah, taking you for 10. Neck down.
Neck down. And those are like some of the worst guys too, because, you know, there is an expectation as a journeyman. You should be able to... I can give you a task, but you should be able to fend for yourself for the majority of things. Now,
yeah, with some guidance.
We'll lay it out. And a lot of journeymen, like, everyone's different. That's another thing too. Like, being a foreman, it's all about managing personalities.
Yeah, which can be one of the more challenging things.
I honestly feel like an adult therapist, or I would say an adult babysitter, majority of the time. I don't want to work with this guy. It's like...
Really? You're seeing that?
To some extent. I mean, we have a pretty good way of nipping that in the butt, but it happens.
From grown-ass men. Or women, too.
Yeah,
but,
both.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
yeah, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of...
Does that kind of get in the way sometimes of
production?
Absolutely, right?
So I try my best to put people in places where they can succeed. If I know you're good at something, I'm not going to put you on something that you're not good on. Because two things happen. You're pissed off, and now what I need to get done is not getting done.
The quality's not there either.
Yeah, so it's like, if I know you're a big distribution guy or a pipe guy, it's like, okay, I'm giving you the distribution. Here's some prints. Get after it.
Yeah.
You got questions? We'll talk about it. Yeah. I like having the insight from the right guys, and that's where the trust is built. The more you have guys that step up, they might not be getting the foreman pay. The big thing in the union is like, oh, I'm not a foreman. I'm not taking on responsibility. I'm not gonna, you got to tell me exactly what you want. And that's just, some of these jobs are so fast-paced. I don't have the time to spend with one guy on one task. I mean, we could talk about it all day.
You're dealing with 52 guys.
Yeah, like, I got to, go.
Yeah.
I got meetings or this or that. And it's like, those guys that can kind of handle themselves don't realize how valuable they are to, like, someone like myself. It's like, if I have one less headache, that's one less person I have to deal with for the day. Now, I'm not saying not deal with, like, just, like, you're on your own.
Yeah.
But it's like, I know he's good. And when he comes to me, it's a serious thing. And it's like, okay, I'm going to give you the time. I'm going to give you the right time. And we're going to look at it. And I'm going to get you this answer because I know you've already attempted. Now, you have guys that will just ask the most ridiculous questions. And it's like, dude, you've been in this trade longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
You're just busting my balls.
Yeah.
So, and I'll just flat out say, you want to play games, you just, again, go home, dude. I don't, like, you're no value to us.
We don't have time for this.
And then what also happens is you have guys like that. Other people kind of see that. Now they start to, it's a cancer.
Yeah.
Once
it's literally a cancer of the team.
It's a cancer. And then they're just always the Debbie Downers and, like, huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what we got to do.
I know.
Get over it.
Yeah.
It'd already be done if you stop bitching.
You stop whining. Yeah. Oh, man. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so unproductive. Yeah, that's challenging.
And production's everything.
Yeah, time is money.
Your labor is your most expensive part of a project. You got guys just, again, all these big mega projects are a bid. So
yeah, you guys are
from a print. So now, if you go back to what I was saying, is nothing on the print
really ever matches up.
Ever works
in the field. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we gave a number on what this says, and now in the reality, this is not what's happening, or we're changing it. Yeah. So now it's like.
Have you ever been on a job where it didn't go, like, well over budget? Or
I don't think I've ever been on a job that went to plan. in my career.
All right, that's
Ever.
a fair statement. That's crazy.
Seriously, like I'm
Yeah.
not even like saying that just to like get a rise out. In construction, there's so many variables that you have to just roll with it.
Yeah.
Somehow these people figure it out. I don't know how, but
You think if the engineers spent more time on the ground, things would go smooth, or is it just?
I think a lot of times what also happens is it comes down to money. Right? It could be a simple thing as like the client doesn't really know what they want.
Yeah.
They're making changes. Now, on a massive project, you could make one simple change that affects a lot of different things. Or we already went through that area, right? You know, typical standard on a project is like you do your rough and then your finish. So rough is like you run all your wires, your pipes, then they sheetrock. Now everything's kind of encapsulated behind the walls.
Yeah.
Which again, most of the
Finish
people
work,
don't see anything
No, they don't
too
even
electric.
know.
They don't
even
know what's in their
behind.
walls, what's in
Yeah.
the floor, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So now when you're like, hey, actually, yeah, we want to redesign that whole thing, or hey, we missed this, or hey, that's the wrong equipment, take it all apart.
Yeah.
It's the wrong
They don't.
wire.
People don't realize how much work goes into that.
You know, conversations get missed.
Yikes.
Like back to the RFI, people don't approve things in a timely manner, so you've already moved on. Now
true.
you're getting back charged. Like this, it's a lot going on,
Woof.
and you really got to be kind of on your P's and Q's. And I laugh because, you know, everyone for a while, I don't think it is really that mindset now, but like the trades are like kind of like dummies, and it's like it's the furthest thing from the truth.
Oh no!
Like,
I
when-
never thought that. Yeah.
No, like I'm just saying, like that can kind of be like the vibe of like a lot of times what people think, and it's like
That's
not
just
even
not,
close.
That's not the case.
I
They're
mean,
probably.
we're not a doctor. We're not working on bodies, but like
Honestly, you probably do as much critical thinking as any other person out there.
yeah. I mean,
like
sometimes you have to just
Yeah.
think on your feet, make decisions, and sometimes you're making decisions with not all the information.
yeah,
So that's where the experience comes into play.
yeah,
It's like, or you got a guy who comes up to you and is like, well, how come you don't have the answer? And it's like, you know, just be honest. I do not have an answer for you, but I'll get it. And that's okay. A lot
That's
of people
all right,
have
yeah.
a hard time admitting that they don't know something.
yeah.
I've never been like that. I will ask a million questions. I want clarification. I want email confirmation.
You can be honest up front. and-
Yeah, just like, because what ends up happening is if you're the type of guy, especially in the trades, where you're kind of lying about things, people read you like a book.
Really.
Oh, yeah. Rip you apart. Like, I know when I'm talking to somebody who knows what they're talking about within the first 5 minutes. If we're really, like, talking about a project, like, or, like, trying to solve something. So there's a lot of guys that, like, act like they know what they're doing, and it's like, we could have been more productive with this conversation if you just said flat out, I don't know.
Yeah.
And instead of, oh, yeah, I got it, and then I come back a half hour later, and it's like, what did we do here?
Yeah.
Well, I know, I thought, I'm like, dude,
Tell it to me straight.
no. That is not, rip it out. That is dog shit.
Oh man.
You know?
I deal with that all the time.
But, yeah, I don't know. No one's perfect, though, either.
Yeah.
And I get that, too. But I think, not just trades, I think if you just admit when you don't know something,
That's the
people
best
respect
approach.
you more.
Yeah.
It's like this guy's not trying to be somebody he's not. He's just, like,
Oh yeah.
being straight up.
No, that's how I live my life like that too. I'm not afraid to admit that I don't know or I'm wrong. I'd rather go the safe route with something than
I'd
fuck
rather admit that I don't know something than act like I do and then get embarrassed or embarrass myself. Like that's
That's
people.
worse.
Some people find that embarrassing to say they don't know
No.
something that they think in their head maybe they should know, but like you can't know everything. That's the thing too with the electrical industry or just trades in general. You're learning something every day, and everyone you deal with has something that you don't know.
Yeah.
So like I always pick people's brains.
Yeah.
You can't know everything.
No, you're
There's so many different things going on.
Yeah. No, dude, we're all lifelong learners, and you can learn so much from people with more experience. Yeah, for sure.
That's how it should be, but a lot
Yeah.
the millennial thing too, it's like a lot of these kids don't realize like, hey, you're working with a guy that has a lot of experience.
Yeah. Pick his brain.
Pick his brain. Like you might think he's a dope, he's a character, but like he probably knows a thing or two.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, don't
Talk to him a
don't
little
come
bit.
into the trades as a young person and just think you know everything because you might know enough to get by at the level you're at, but you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, just wait.
Yeah, just wait. You have no idea. Like, you have, like, I don't even know how I could describe. And the only reason why I know this is because I remember being that apprentice that, like, oh, I know it. You know, like, I had this, like, little chip on my shoulder, like, I know that. Yeah. And then it's like, in the position I'm in now, I realized some of the situations that I had been in before with some of my other foremen. And it's like, I laugh, or I'd call them. Like, I'm so tight with all these guys, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like...
Probably should have been listening at that point.
Not even about the listen. It's just how you react to certain situations. It's like, dude, I was stressed out about this, and it's like, you had a million other things on your plate. Like, my problem, like, what might be your biggest problem might be someone's smallest issue. Yeah. So keep that in mind when, like, you're bitching and complaining. It's like, everyone's got something going on, dude.
You don't know what the other person's going through, for sure.
Yeah, even out of work is just crazy.
In and out of work, for sure. So yeah, dude, moving on. I know you're a big entrepreneur. You dabble in a lot of things. Talk to me about, like, your properties, how you started with, your first one, or even just how you got into it, or why you wanted to get into in property investing.
Yeah, so as much as I say electrical isn't, I love it.
Yeah.
There was many years that I was like, there's no way I can do this forever. Mentally, physically. So I always was trying to figure out, okay, what can get me out of this, or what can I utilize this to build into?
Yeah.
That was always, like, my idea.
You were looking ahead, like, well
young.
In advance. Yeah.
And I also, again, fortunate to have older guys that were in the trades that were like, you should be doing this. All my buddies were, like, spending money on stupid shit. Typical, like, you first start getting money, you're buying dumb stuff, leasing cars, buying this and that. And I had all these older guys that were like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Get property, do this, do that, invest. And it's like, for a while I was just like, dude, I don't care. I'm going out, I'm having fun. I bought a little Maxima. I thought I was the man. Riding around a college campus with a little Maxima, it's all decked out. I'm like, I thought I was the man. But then you get to a point where you're like, all right, there's more to it than this. Yeah. And then it really starts to kind of hit home where you're like, okay, eventually, like, I want to have a family, and I need to, like, set everybody up.
Yeah.
Grow the tree that you're probably not going to get the shade from.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Basically, when I wasn't in the role that I've been in the last, probably 5 years or so, I was just listening to podcasts all day.
Full circle. Now you're on one.
And now I'm on one. That's why I was super excited when you called me, because I was like, dude, absolutely. I got involved with Bigger Pockets. It's massive.
I've heard of. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Massive community on real estate, financial freedom. So, and another good buddy of mine.
I've definitely listened to some. They're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. They were definitely way better back in the day. It was a little bit more relatable.
Yeah.
Now it's different people have the torch has been handed off to different people, but the main guy that I really, like, resonated with was Brendan Turner, who was, like, the main guy. And he was just this, like, regular dude who they call it house hacking.
Yeah, I've heard that term. Burr? I haven't heard Burr.
That's buy, renovate, rent, resell, repeat.
I haven't heard that.
Like that.
Okay.
So it's just different strategies.
Yeah.
So basically, he was just a regular guy who had a typical job. I forget exactly what his background was. A lot of them always say that, I had a 9-to-5, but they were making, like, 6-figure jobs. Like, they had decent income in there. Other parts of the country where properties were like $100,000. So sometimes it was a little, like, far-fetched.
Like Middle Missouri. How am I related to this
dude,
guy? He's buying like $30,000 properties.
We're in Rhode Island on, like, a pretty substantial market. But anyways, what he was saying, though,
was making sense.
He's making sense. It's like, okay, buy a undervalued property. Put little to no money down. That's why, again, not spending your money on dumb stuff. I didn't have the student debt. I wasn't having consumer debt.
Yeah.
I was in a position where I had good credit. So it was like, okay, I guess. And I was making good money. I was an apprentice when I bought my first property. Yeah. It was a 2-family. And he was basically just like, yeah, it's all about living below your means and like just finding something that you can add value to.
Yeah.
Because once you find something that's undervalued, you fix it up, now it's worth more.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Equity.
Appreciate it. Yeah, equity. Yep.
And also with the multifamilies, now you have multiple units paying towards that mortgage.
Yeah.
Now, I was 25 when that opportunity came up. I started looking, and like I said, I was all day. If I was doing like mundane tasks all day, I was just podcast at the podcast.
Yep.
And just listening,
absorbing everything.
Listening to all walks of life and like how they were doing and how they did this, and they had 10 doors by this age, and you know, blah blah blah. Just things that just hit all the right spots, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah.
Like I can do this. Like these guys don't know anything more than me other than just going for it. And
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing with the real estate is like people are so afraid.
I think they are. Yeah.
You know, it's
I've been afraid too. I'll admit it. Yeah, people are afraid, but
yeah,
it's all right.
you just get stuck. You're
Yeah.
just afraid to make a jump. Mm-hmm. So, podcasts, books, YouTube University, I was just consuming everything instead of just like wasting my time just like
doom scrolling. Yeah.
Elena always makes fun of me. She's like, "You're always on your phone." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm always on my phone, but I'm always trying to learn something."
Learning something. Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
And don't get me wrong, there's definitely some doom scrolling in there, but
Yeah,
majority
you
of the
gotta
time
mix
it's substance.
Yeah.
So doing the podcast, listening to all this, and then I'm like,
You're like, I can do this.
kind of started talking to my parents about it, and they're like, "Oh, you know, I don't know, you know, the
Yeah.
renting, rentals are tough.
Yeah.
People are
especially
people
boomers. Like both of our parents are.
Yeah, I mean, they just play it safe.
They
Like,
like-
you know,
yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I'm loving them
Yeah.
to death.
No, we love
They've
them. We
never
love them.
led me in a wrong direction. So
Yeah.
I their opinion always weighted heavily with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was the first time where I was just like, nah, you got it wrong. Like,
Yeah.
this is it. This
Yeah.
is the thing. Plus, again, ties back into I had a passion
Yeah,
for
you-
homes, and now I'm an electrician. I'm seeing these spaces start from shit
Yeah.
to turn into these awesome little spots, and people are paying good money to rent them or buy them, and there's so many different avenues to go down. So I'm like, I gotta do it,
Yeah.
and I just wasn't gonna.
Let
I wasn't gonna
anyone
let
stop it.
anyone from the
Coming
outside
away
kind
nice
of
or
throw
steer
me
you in
off.
the ass,
So that's
steer
kind
you
of
in the
why a lot of times I think that was like the turning point for me where I just stopped kind of filling people in on what I was trying to do. Because I think a lot of times when you're younger too, or just anyone, you start asking questions to people that aren't in that realm.
Yeah.
It can jade your mindset and your thought process.
Yeah, and then they start giving you their opinions and
Yeah, and it's like, well, yeah, maybe it didn't work for you, or maybe you're not the right person for it. But like, I got to the point in life where it's like, I gotta try. I gotta figure it out because this ain't it.
Yeah.
Right. Working the trade, just being just in the field guy. Like I saw older guys around me. I'm like, dude, I can't. They're hurting.
Yeah.
You can only do it for so long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So either way, long
That's-
story short, I bought an undervalued property that
Yep.
no one really wanted.
Yep.
Spent the first bit, like couple months, kind of fixing up the upstairs unit because I
Yep.
knew that's where I'm finally moving out.
You're gonna be yeah.
All my buddies had the college experience and finally living on their own. And I'm like, all right, I gotta get out of the house.
Yeah.
Like, it's time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the best opportunity. It's like, okay, I can buy an asset and someone will potentially pay, towards that.
Yeah.
Now, in the beginning, the mindset shouldn't be, I need to make money. It's about living cheap.
Yeah.
So it was cheaper for me to purchase a home than it was to just go rent an apartment. Now,
For sure.
because I have another unit paying for it.
Yeah.
And it's also my asset. I'm not paying towards someone else's asset. They're paying towards my asset, and I'm living cheap.
Exactly.
Right? And historically speaking, you buy a property after so many years.
You want another?
Well, no, I'm saying it's the value
Oh, it
increases.
appreciates.
So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
I
yeah.
already knew there was multiple things going on in the background that like I might not be able to extract that at that point in time, but I knew down the road that
could.
was going to be the catapult
Yeah.
to other options.
Exactly. Yeah.
Delayed gratification is like a big thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that.
So that went well. I was able to get a great tenant downstairs. One of my closest friends. Like it was a dream. Like no issues.
That was a great situation.
Great
spot.
situation.
Yeah.
Great situation. I think for him. I mean, I look back on it.
You're also helping your buddy out too.
I think it was a win-win. I mean, it wasn't free, but like at the same time, it worked. It worked,
yeah.
I wish I could have fixed it up as nice as I did after he left, but I mean, I hope he doesn't hold it against me, but it worked out. And then about 3 years after that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start looking for something else. Like I was in another position where, again, the union, overtime, just side work, just you name it. I was doing everything.
Yeah.
It was
you were grinding,
like to beyond burnout stage. Like burnout was like when people talk about burnout, it's like you have no clue.
You think you got burnt out a little?
Do I think?
You don't.
I've been burnt out multiple times. So I'm like, all right, this house, the big like market boom where everything shifted. It's like, oh my God, this house is worth like double than what I bought it for. I'm like, this is crazy.
At least, yeah.
And at the time, money was cheap, right? Yeah. Loans were cheap.
This is now post-COVID.
This is like
the first property's pre-COVID, right?
First property was 2016 or 17.
Well before.
Yeah, caught like cheap, dude. A multifamily that was expensive in that time was like $200K. Was like it's a little much.
Yeah.
Now, dude, it's like any house I ever looked at, I should have bought.
Literally.
Obviously,
if you could have.
Yeah, obviously not possible because you just can't buy everything. But it's like no house would have been a loss at this point.
Literally.
Not one.
That's awesome.
So
that's 2015, 16. Now we're 20,
now we're back 20. Like I'm starting to look like aggressively again. Yeah. I wasn't. My mindset kind of like going off of the bigger pockets. I didn't want to just buy anything. I've always anything that I've tried to buy. It was something that I thought was something that I would live in. So I thought like, hey, if I think this is acceptable, I think someone else will buy it. Would want to rent this. Yeah. There's an ass for every seat. That's kind of how I thought. I'm like, if you make it nice enough, you'll find the right people, and that's a big thing too.
There's an ass for every seat. I like that. I haven't heard that one. Nice, dude.
So, and that was the thing too. Is like a lot of these guys, like a lot of the people in the real estate, they want this to be this like overnight success, and it's like, dude, you gotta grind.
Yeah.
If you want to make the right choices, like there's a lot of guys that you'll see that like crush it and then they fade off.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be one of those guys. I'm okay with a deal here or a deal there. I'm still got a great career. Like this is just kind of like something that hopefully gets me to the next level of life down the road.
You weren't like totally relying on.
No, I wasn't all in on it. This was like kind of like my side gig. This was like a passion project. Yeah. And then I just got to a point where I'm like, okay, we got some equity. I had some money, substantial amount of money kind of racked up. This was kind of before I got into the investing thing. I had, I was like, all right, I should do something with this. Yeah. Sitting in a savings account, 0.01% interest is doing nothing for me. And due to inflation, it's actually losing money. Yeah. So
put it to work.
Put it out there. Do something.
Yeah. I love
to anyone listening, do something with your money. Don't just sit on it.
Yeah. Get that money moving.
So I started looking at things that I liked. I actually was in the realm of looking at, I was really targeting 4-unit properties.
What'd you say, 4?
4-unit properties.
4-unit properties.
Yeah, so like that's what would be considered a small multifamily.
Okay.
4 units in one building.
4 units in one building.
Correct.
Got it.
So my thing is I'm only looking in Kent County area. I want to be close to them. I live in the area. I want to be close. I know the right areas.
Yeah.
I didn't want to buy in a place I didn't know. I'm big on surrounding. I'm big on like the vibe around it. Like what will this attract? I didn't want to be,
because that's what I've always I've obviously kind of got some inspiration from you and kind of you're a great role model. But I've like looked at like, do you invest somewhere else like far away from you? But
I don't think off the rip.
Yeah, I don't
personally.
think so either.
But that's all. What's your tolerance? What's your stress tolerance? Yeah. I like to be hands-on. again, I'm in the trades.
Yeah.
I know what's going on. I like to be involved. I enjoy managing my properties most of the time.
Yeah, I like that. You're like a property manager, basically. I'm sorry, I got you off track.
No, you're good. So, back to the 4 units, right?
Yeah.
I was always like I had every app. I was seeing properties way before my realtor was texting me. Like I sent my realtor all my deals. I've seen them like before. And again, nothing to him, but like a realtor's dealing with a bunch of people. I was a young kid at the time. He's like, how serious is this kid really about it? But I was just like,
but especially with the technology we have.
I was obsessed, dude. Yeah. I still am. Like I love it. So I was all over everything.
Yeah.
So, but I was very selective. Like I knew a lot of times I knew what I wanted. Like I had like a good eye for just like I want this, and I'll figure it out. Yeah. Like fuck it, let's get it.
I love it.
And then go from there, which is crazy, but this is how it is.
The kid's mentality, love it.
The first 4 unit I saw came up. I forget the details on it, to be honest with you. I think it was like 450 range or something.
Yeah.
Not that matters, but walked it. I was like, this is it. Like I like it. I can add value here. All these properties were under rent market, well below market rent.
Yep.
I'm like, I can do some basic upgrades.
Yeah.
My thing is lighting, right? Lighting changes the whole space. So anytime I'm looking at something, it's like as soon as I change the lighting and paint, boom.
And you're the guy.
Yeah, I'm the guy. So it's like it's a win. Like I can make cheap.
Now, are you doing market research on the rent in the area before you buy this property, or not really?
Yeah, I'm doing my basic I honestly, it's funny. I remember just searching the area. Like what is the competition out there? Like what are people getting, and what does their properties look like? Yeah. And that's kind of like a whole nother thing, because
are you on like how are you finding this out? Are you like on Facebook finding like rent, like
everything? There's Renometer. There's other statistics you can get. I mean, honestly, the easiest thing is just go on Zillow.
You can see rent there.
No,
right?
just act as if you're a renter. Hey, I want to find a rental in West Ward.
Yeah.
Or Coventry.
Interesting.
I want a 2-bedroom. What's a 2-bedroom going for? What's a single bedroom? Okay, that 2-bedroom's going for that, and it looks like that. Oh my God, this is a piece of cake. I'm like, perfect. But before we get to that, I start trying to put in a bid on that property. Really thought it was aggressive, and they were like, you're not even close. And I was like, okay, that was like my first wake up, where I was like, because I always had a problem on finding things I liked. A lot of times I would see things, I'm like, ooh, that has potential. I would go and walk it, and like the littlest thing would throw me off. I'm like, nope, don't want it. Yeah. And then tie into my realtor, I feel like at times he kind of would get frustrated with me because I was extremely
picky. Yeah.
I don't even think it was picky. I was extremely frugal about certain things. Like I just thought I was making correct decisions.
Got it. Okay.
Like I think he didn't realize like how into it I was, and like how much research I was doing into certain things.
Yeah. You probably knew more than him or her.
Oh, he also had rental properties in his day. So he was another big mentor. Like, again, back to mentorship. You don't get to certain places without certain people kind of like leading that way, and like having it's just talking. Yeah. Just because it's not
that's
a
what
podcast.
We're doing right
exactly.
I'm being a sponge right now, learning from you. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why everyone has something valuable to say. Miss out on that one. That was the first one that like kind of stung. I'm like, oh man, like that would have been sick. Yeah. I'm like, fuck.
You're like, this might be a little more challenging than I thought.
Yeah, like, damn, like people are on their game too, and it's like, people have way more money than me. People way more experience than me. Like, you're a little fish in a massive pond.
Yeah. Do you think you lost out on that property from like another person like you?
I'm a freak. I'll look up all the transactions and taxes and this and that. So I always know who buys certain things, especially if I have my eye on it. Yeah. A lot of times it's other real estate agents that are under LLCs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these guys, it's all big players.
Interesting.
Yeah, a lot of these are. But again, the 4-unit game is more investor. You're not going to get like a first-time home buyer typically going after a 4-unit, so less competition. Now, if you're looking at the 2-family, single-family rentals, you have people that just want to live in it, live cheap, like I did, house hack. Yeah. Or so now that especially when times are good and interest rates are low, you have all that amount of competition. So there's two different mindsets. When you're a homeowner or owner occupied, you might be willing to pay a little bit more. Now you have family that lives with you, everyone's contributing.
Yeah.
You're willing to spend a little more. Maybe you're in a situation where you don't want to be in anymore. You know, you're willing to throw a little extra.
Yeah.
Now you're on the investor side of it, you're pinching the pennies. You're like, you want this to be where you want it to be because you want to make sure your rents cover everything. Or close to. I mean, again, if at that point you want to be making money.
Yeah.
So either way, miss out on that one. I forgot how long it was after that. Another 4-unit came up. Same thing. Undervalued, outdated. Same thing. That was another one I actually put a bid in. And, again, extremely nervous.
Yeah.
Every
Did
time.
you get into a bidding war or just kind of lost it right away?
No.
Yeah.
No. That one, again, was like, just like, you're not in the game,
close,
dog.
yeah.
And I wasn't even trying to be cheap. I was, like, coming in asking.
Yeah.
But, like, I just couldn't keep up with some of
But
these
you're
other
going
guys.
up against some LLC.
Oh, I'm just going up with real deal people, like
Yeah.
people with money, or they're doing
experience.
1031 exchanges where they're selling other properties and they're trying to buy stuff up so they don't pay taxes. Like, there's a whole nother world, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a whole.
We can get into that another time.
Yeah, I don't even know enough about that to speak on it. That's a whole nother strategy. So there's just, and people coming in buying cash. You have hard money lenders. There's just a lot of things going on.
There's a lot of factors involved.
A lot of factors. So just finding
man.
a spot is hard enough.
Yeah.
And then when you like it, it gets even harder.
to buy it, to actually own it.
Yeah. So
Oh, damn.
missed
So
out
you're
on
on
that
property 3 now. You're looking. Yeah, you missed out on 2, right?
So missed out on those 2, and then I was kind of like in a spot where I was just like, I'm itching, man. I'm like, I gotta do something. Like, this is like, I'm like, come on. And then a very close friend of ours
Yeah.
kind of approached me on something. He's like, hey, there's this property in our family that, might end up going on the market.
Yeah.
Would you want to look at it? We know you're like into real estate, like, because that's another
Yeah.
thing too. You need to speak what you want into existence.
Yeah.
If people don't know what you're looking for,
they're not
or
gonna.
want,
They're not
they're
gonna
not gonna think
approach
of
you
you
with this.
So
stuff,
don't be
yeah.
afraid to just say stuff.
Yeah.
Who cares if people think you're crazy? Everyone thinks you're crazy until you do it.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh my god, this guy's a genius. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I just
Yeah.
didn't give up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, at first I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you got a property. I'm like, I'm sure it's great. I'm like, why don't you want it? Because he was someone who was also kind of interested, but his life was in a different situation. He had other commitments too, and it just wasn't for him. So I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. I checked it out, and I was just like, holy shit, like,
Is this legit?
This is solid.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, this
could be it.
It was a big 2-family, side by side. Now, the first property I bought was top bottom, a little smaller, 2-bedroom units.
Yeah.
But again, residential area. I'm big on residential area. I want people to feel like they're living in a home.
Yeah.
Even though it's an apartment.
Even though they're renting.
But like, you still have like trees and a yard, a fenced yard, garages. Like, you have a home. You're not just on like some main road living with a bunch of people in and out, turnover's high.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get when you get into these multi-unit properties.
Sure.
And that was a big concern too. It's like, okay, what if I had 2 good tenants and I got 1 crazy tenant, and that drives those 2 out?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that go into play here on making the selection.
For sure.
So basically the conversation was had. It's like, what do you think? And I was, at the time, I gave a number.
Yeah.
They were willing to not go to market.
Nice.
Thankfully, they didn't want to go to market, because I think if they would have went to market, I wouldn't have touched it.
Story. Yeah.
And I'll always be grateful for that opportunity. So, yeah, it was an off-market deal. Had to go through like lawyers and this and that. Probate court.
Oh,
basically, because the woman who owned the property basically couldn't take care of herself. She had to go to a living facility.
Gotcha.
So the friend of ours,
Yeah.
his mother was a power attorney. She basically handled all the stuff. So now I'm going to lawyers. I had to go to a court hearing.
Oh, really?
So when things go to probate, and a lot of people don't know this, it's always gets listed in the paper. Of all things, in today's world,
in the Providence Journal?
No,
or King County?
local paper.
Yeah.
Why? Don't know. But you technically can go to the courthouse and bid on it, or like you can fight it.
Really?
Yeah, but you got to be like super
like
into it. Yeah, like, that's crazy.
Oh,
but
interesting.
So I actually had to go to a court and basically like
do. I want to pay this or whatever.
No, it wasn't even about me. It didn't have anything to do with me. It was just if anyone tried to object to it, I would have to.
Really?
Yeah, it was like this.
Like someone could have been like, no, I offered this or
technically yes.
Interesting. Huh.
Now people might call me out on that. That might not be exact to a T, but that is the gist of what went down. You had to go to
because it wasn't in like a trust or something like.
I'm assuming so. Yeah. I don't know exactly.
Good. Okay.
But so either way, so I go to these lawyers. Now again, 21. I'm still a young kid.
Yeah.
And I remember another scenario where someone kind of slighted me. I felt slighted. The lawyer was like, "I hope you're not wasting our time, kid."
Yeah.
And now,
damn.
I'm someone who's been around grown men my whole entire life. So it's like I always took extreme offense to when people would like talk down to me.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just not, I'm big on respect. So it's like, if you don't do that, right?
Yeah.
That's just not, it's not fair. You don't know me.
Yeah.
So that would like lit up.
You deserve more respect.
Yeah, like, dude, you don't know me. How do you, why would you just assume that I'm wasting your time? Like, I'm here, aren't I?
Wow,
what are you talking about?
Crazy.
Yeah, it was weird. Whether he did it knowingly, he did it, but it set me off.
In
my head. Like, I was just.
This was in, like, the court? Or?
No, this was after meeting with the lawyers.
This was after, okay.
Like, signing paperwork. Because, again, first time. I wasn't a first time home buyer, but I was still a young kid. A lot of times young buyers, they flake.
Yeah.
Family gets involved. Hey, the roof's bad. You got to fall out of that deal. Or the mechanical, or like, the typical dad walking through the project where it just finds all the bad stuff.
But you're like, I am that person. I
as is, like, I want this property. So whatever. Again, could be me just overthinking it.
Yeah.
But so whatever. Get the property. I got a vacant. And as soon as I think the day I closed, there was a dumpster in the driveway, and we just ripped it apart.
Nice.
And another thing with the properties is, you always say, oh, I don't want to be plunging toilets at 3 a.m, or I don't want to be.
Yeah.
My whole thing was spend the money and eliminate problems before they exist.
Before they happen, yeah.
Now, again, that's not everyone's going to be in a position to go and do that.
Yeah.
We're talking tens of thousands of dollars. But again, what happened was equity in my first property.
Yeah.
So I was able to extract that equity and utilize that as a down payment on the property.
Towards this, nice.
Now I come out of pocket for my renovations.
Yeah.
Or if you had more equity, you could do whatever you want to do.
More from it, yeah.
So got both those two properties up to snuff, completely, not like crazy. Again, you got to know your market, right? I'm not going to, this isn't EG. I don't need it to be crazy nice. Like, it's still, in my opinion, probably nicer than most apartments. I would live in either one of those units.
Yeah, that's your standard. Is like, I would live there. Okay, someone else is definitely going to live there.
So, and at the time, me and Elena, my girlfriend, we've been together for a very long time. We were like, okay, maybe like we'll move into the bigger unit. Yeah. It's these are both 3 bedrooms now too.
Oh, nice.
So they're big. I mean, the smallest unit on that is like 1,300 square feet, and the other unit was 1,500 square feet with a 2-car garage, attached garage. So it's like a house. Yeah. That's a house. That's an average size home in Kent County.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, maybe we'll we were living in the 2-bedroom. It was tight, and we're like, maybe we'll move into that 3-bedroom unit. And then I was looking at the rents, and I'm like, I don't know if we can. I'm like, this might be too lucrative. Yeah. I'm like, do you really want to move right now? I'm like, in my mind, it was like, if we move now, we might end up being there for longer than we wanted to.
Yeah.
And again, like we were talking about earlier, sometimes you have this plan in your head, like, hey, we're only gonna be here for 2 years, 3 years. It's like, it's not always your call.
No, it's not.
You might not find something.
A lot of other things dictate it.
Yeah. So it's like, I always laugh when I hear new people like getting homes that are like, oh, I'm only going to be here for 5 years and we're out. It's like, if the market allows it, or if you're in a situation to do so.
Shit, I think I said that.
So we fixed up the 2 units. I did a lot of, again, I don't try and act like I know what I'm doing. A lot of my buddies in the trades are like, oh, why didn't you do all the work yourself? It's like, dude, first of all, I'm working full time.
Yeah.
I like when I come home and things are done that I don't know how to do or have the tools to do are done and they look good.
Yeah.
I can't start a project at 4 o'clock at night after working all day, not have the right tools, not know what I'm
Not
doing,
really
and then it looks
know
like
what you're
dog
doing.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be miserable, and then
Yeah.
again, you're just spent.
Yeah.
You're burning the wick on both ends.
Yeah.
So I always have stayed in my role.
Nice. You stay in your lane. You know your expertise. You do that.
I do my demo. I do my electrical. I do the cleaning. Kind of like getting the material. Kind of like playing GC.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of like learned by fire.
Yeah.
Baptism by fire. And then it's just kind of gotten to a point now where
Nice.
all properties are renovated.
Yeah. So now you got 2 properties, 4 different
Units.
That's sick.
Yeah.
So that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
Two different locations.
Two different locations, so
but
it's a little tougher.
Are we really going to be that picky?
Well, they say like to have the whole thing with the 4 units, like one roof,
Yeah,
4
That's
units,
fair. Yeah.
one heating system, or
Yeah.
multiple heatings,
Okay.
like stuff like that gets into
Now
a
I get it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Major expenses.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's
yeah,
awesome.
and then 4 years. About 4
Now
years
you got
after
your
that,
main spot now.
and we just purchased a home for us
Nice.
in November.
Are you in there now or not? Not yet.
No, it does not have running water. We
No,
ripped
really.
it apart.
Oh, really?
Doing a pretty sizable renovation.
Oh,
But
really?
again, this was something that delayed gratification. This is like the one time where I got to really do something for us.
Yeah.
Myself. And
Yeah.
obviously Alana.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
know,
finally coming around.
it's finally coming
All
around.
work.
Again, didn't really think we were gonna buy in the area that we bought.
Yeah.
Was looking elsewhere. Was looking at properties at a higher value, bigger size, bigger yard, and it's like every time we would walk through these homes, and this went on for a while, it just never felt right to me.
Yeah.
And I never got like a lot of times people walk into these homes and they get like kind of like overloaded, like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
I've always had a good way of like really looking at a property and not getting thrown off by like all the nice features.
Yeah.
Like, and then again, I'm in the trade, so I can kind of pinpoint things that people aren't gonna notice, because it's like, I hate to say it, a lot of these guys that do flips and stuff, it's like, is the quality there all the time? I don't know. It always looks good.
Yeah.
It always looks good when it's freshly painted.
Yeah.
But like, did we focus on the meat and potatoes of the house?
Yeah.
How's the mechanicals?
yeah,
How's the
stuff-
electrical?
Stuff
How's
that's
the roof?
actually important.
How's
Yeah.
the plumbing?
Yeah.
The big money tickets that people are like, a lot of times
Yeah.
you walk through a house that's renovated, you're like, oh, this looks great. And it's like, oh, did you look in the mechanical space?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's almost like you almost like know it's like too good to be true, so you like don't want to look. Because you're
Yeah.
like, I don't want this to like alter my thought. Like, I want this.
Yeah.
So we were
When the
able
makeup
to,
comes off, what's really
yeah, so I feel like I found a property that in my eyes is undervalued. It was just outdated, complete time capsule,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And we purchased it, and
making it
same
your
thing,
own.
just ripped it apart.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to be in sometime. I wanted April, but I've been kind of dragging my feet. I've been extremely busy at work. I've had substantial amount of real work stuff going on too. So I'm hoping
Maybe.
no later than May.
Okay, cool. That's
So
awesome.
We've
Congrats,
done
man.
a lot. We've done a lot in a short window of time. Now we're
Seems
just
like
kind
it.
of, unfortunately, you tend to, a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
A lot of moving parts.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I'm also part to blame on some of the, I wouldn't say hiccups, but more like wasted time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a busy guy. Congrats, man. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks.
Seems like you're really successful in this. Is there any? I know you're probably maybe taking a lull right now, but do you think you're gonna keep?
I always
gaining
say I'm gonna
properties,
just
or
take
take it day by
breather,
day, yeah.
But I think to be in this world, and if you're really into it, it's really about if the deal presents itself and you're in a position to do it,
take advantage of it.
don't pass it on.
Yeah.
Because
I like that.
it's a snowball effect.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you ever think about short term rentals ever, or not really?
All the time.
Yeah.
Every time I go on a trip.
Even before you got into these longer term rentals, were you like, do I go the short or long term, or not really?
When Airbnb like really like a buddy of mine kind of introduced me to it, probably I want to say probably 10 years ago, maybe longer.
Yeah.
Like that's like, because at the time we were just, me and him were just we were like-minded when it comes to like the financial freedom thing. So we're always like trying to like be frugal about things, be smart.
Yeah.
So like anytime we go away, it's like the hotels started getting like super expensive. So then Airbnb came around. Yeah. And that's when it ended up being like cheaper. And now you're getting like this whole spot, you're getting this whole experience.
Multiple bedrooms.
Yeah,
bathrooms.
like it's like sick.
Yeah.
Right? So then I'm like, wow, that would be interesting. But premium.
Yeah.
Right? To me,
location.
in Kent County.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anyone's really traveling to Kent County.
No.
To vacation.
No.
You know, so it's like you really need, but Rhode Island is big.
Yeah.
It's a hot spot.
Rhode Island's
but,
huge.
You know, premium.
Yeah. Especially in those certain locations where you.
Well, and that's the thing. But
term.
what I'm trying to explain to people too is like, yeah, it might be at a premium, but you got to understand what you're taking in.
Yeah.
A lot of times, the biggest problem with people with the real estate is they hear numbers that they're not used to hearing, and it scares them.
Yeah. You're hearing those initial like purchase prices, but then you're also hearing what you're getting for a week. It's like you gotta look at that.
Well, that's the thing. It's just numbers.
Yeah.
You got to take emotion out of it.
Yeah. Really get down to
if you really want to
brass tacks
understand
and get
a situation, put it on paper and do simple math. I was never a math guy.
Yeah.
I don't even think I like barely made it through geometry, but I can do basic math.
Yeah.
And it's just funny that I was never good at math, and I'm like obsessed with numbers to an extent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the short term thing was always something that I want to get into.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is getting to a point, like we need to buy our home, need to like really kind of like maybe pump the brakes a little bit and like focus on some other things.
Yeah.
That, you know, unfortunately in life, it's like if you're super successful in different areas, you're lacking in other areas. Yeah. You can't be perfect in everything.
No, you really
So no matter who you see, who you think is like, oh, this guy's got it all, he's doing everything.
Yeah.
He's lacking somewhere.
in something, yeah.
You know, no one's...
Whether he has a drinking problem or something.
I'm not gonna say that.
I'm just kidding.
Like, you just not... You don't have enough time to be present in all aspects of your life.
So true. Yeah, it is so true.
So sometimes it is what it is. Yeah. So we wanted to go that route. It was due. We've been in the apartment for too long. We wanted to like really establish ourselves in our lives. So that was huge. That was a huge, huge thing.
Yeah.
My thing is I wanted to acquire the long-term rentals to obtain the equity to buy the short-term.
Yeah. Okay.
Ideally. You know, kind of like, I don't know, like that's like the main operation that kind of like feeds that little side project.
Yeah.
You know, this is a little safer. This is a little more, what do you call it?
It's a little bit riskier.
A little riskier.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I just don't know enough about it. I haven't been in a position. I mean, I've been really looking in Vermont. I look in Vermont a lot. But I am also... It's tough because even Vermont, I mean, 3-4 hours out, that's a troop if shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
So you really need to have systems. And that's another thing, too, people don't realize. It's like you need systems. You need contacts. You need...
Like
you need an electrician out there. You know?
You're not going
luckily
up there
I'm an electrician, but
fix
it's like,
the plumbing.
No, certain things you have to call someone.
We're like here, they're close by. You know, a lot of people.
Yeah.
You can get things done if shit goes awry.
Yeah, a lot of times things go wrong here. It's like, all right, depending on the severity of it, it's like, all right, hey, if I'm available, I always try and make myself available.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of landlords lack. Is they don't care.
But they probably don't have the skill to do some things too.
No, but a lot of these guys just don't care. They don't care about their tenants or their properties.
Yeah,
you know, it's just a money grab. To me, it's like, it's a business. I want to make money, but like, I don't know. I don't think of it like that. Like, I want you to be happy.
Yeah,
that you're in my space and that you actually respect me and like, hey, this guy actually like does what he says he's gonna do. So a lot of times, if there's something happens, and I think I can solve it, I'm going to stop by and check it out. And then I'll just be upfront. Hey, this is above my
expertise.
I'm going to call someone.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky enough to, in the world I live in, I have a lot of different contacts.
Yeah.
And I've
Which
been
is
able
awesome
to assemble like a little mini crew.
Little team at your beck and call.
No, I wouldn't say my beck and call because you pay for it.
Yeah. No,
but it's just, in the trades today, just getting someone to answer their phone and show up is
hard
worth
to do.
Everything.
Yeah.
So like I laugh too because a lot of times people get crazy numbers and it's like, okay, it was crazy, but did it get resolved?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. How soon? As soon as I called. Perfect.
Tenants are
Does
happy.
it hurt? Everyone's happy.
Continue
This guy,
to pay.
boom.
Yeah.
And it gets absorbed down the road.
Yeah. Now, do you have these properties in like an LLC or something?
So I keep trying to understand that whole realm of things.
Yeah.
I've mentioned it a few times. I don't know if I've really been in contact with the right people to do that.
Yeah.
Can
Franklin and Company help you out with that or no?
I've been in conversations with them.
Yeah.
I don't know if exactly that's their realm, but they have a lot of contacts that they've been able to like kind of present to me. I think right now at the size of like the situation, you're still kind of like under an umbrella.
It's still sort of small enough where you don't need to be at that.
I don't know. Everyone says different things. So, like some people say every property should be an LLC.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've heard different things too.
But again, a lot of times like
what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
trying to understand that right now. I'm at that point where I'm trying to really realize like, you know, should I have extra protection?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious to know what you do with that.
Because also like with the side work, like obviously I'm a master electrician in Rhode Island. I have insurance. Like I've always wondered, like should that be in an LLC or should the properties be in an LLC or should I do like a GC umbrella thing where it's like an LLC under that where it's like property management thing. Like there's all these questions. Like there's all these different avenues you can kind of go.
Yeah, I think that's what I didn't know if you had like a property management
No,
LLC.
It's me.
I know it's you, but it would be you too in the LLC. But interesting. All right, I was just curious.
Yeah, no real structure right now, but it is a constant thing I look into. I can't comprehend how other people allow someone else to make a massive decision for them as far as who's in their space.
Because that's a huge decision.
To me, it's everything.
To a property that you own.
That to me is probably behind the purchase is the second most important thing.
Yeah.
And some people, and honestly, some people do it and have no issues. To me, if something's gonna go wrong, it's gonna be because I made that decision, not somebody else.
Yeah.
I can't allow someone else to dictate what happens.
True.
That affects me financially, mentally, if I'm stressed out because these people suck, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But hey, kudos to those who do it. You end up paying like the first month in rent to do that, and if you're constantly having turnover and they suck, are you making what you thought you were making? I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, to me, I have a little bit of a system. I mean, I don't know. People may do something similar to it, or they don't. I kind of laugh because I actually kind of enjoy it.
Really?
To an extent. Yeah. It's definitely overwhelming.
Yeah.
I think the first time when I actually listed the second property I had purchased, it was insane.
Really?
How many people were contacting me.
The volume was crazy?
The volume was insane.
Like, give me a number. Like, hundreds?
Honestly, I don't know if it was in the hundreds.
It was close to 100 people.
It had to have been like 68. Like,
damn.
Again,
that's a lot of people.
Now, again.
For, like,
one unit.
For one of the units.
So, like, my phone would, like, I would send videos to people, and it would just be me scrolling through people's
messages?
A lot of it was on Facebook and Zillow.
Yeah.
Like, I would just scroll.
Damn.
Now, again, in the beginning, I'm like, this is insane.
That's crazy.
This is a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Then, as you start to kind of weed through people, I'm like, okay, a lot of these people are just tire kickers.
Yeah.
Like, it's chaos. It's complete madness. Then that's when it became stressful. But then that's when you really need to fine tooth what you're looking for, your requirements. So typically what I would do, again, I took notes from other people, good and bad. I remember I remember one time when it really got to like the landlord state. Like landlord, like, hey, I'm gonna be a landlord. I need to have like these things in place.
Yeah.
Lease agreements. How I'm going to contact these people. How am I gonna stage the property? I remember calling local people and pretending I was a tenant.
Really?
Just to see how the conversation went. What kind of things they were asking.
No
Because
way.
not every 100%, dude. I just want to know.
You want to be in their position.
I want to know what it would feel like if I had questions about renting this house and how I was getting the responses. Now, I remember speaking to some of these guys and they would just be like, yeah, the property's in so-so, like, you can come check it out, like, this is the rent. And it's like, people want a little bit more information than that. Because another thing, too, is I would go on these listings and the photos were horrific. I'm like, how do you upload photos of your property? They're upside down or there's no picture. It's like there's no flow. Yeah, like people just either they don't care, they don't know how to do it. But I'm like, did you even like look at this as if you were a tenant looking at this listing? I'm like, this is horrific.
Just half-ass.
Yeah, like the descriptions suck. It's like apartment. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Give me some more
give
detail.
me something, dude. You're trying to sell this. Like, sell it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, there was a few times where I legitimately called, and honestly, I'm not going to say who, but there were some people, some property management companies that have a very big presence in this area or just in Rhode Island. I would call them up just to feel them out.
Really?
And just act like a tenant.
That's such a good idea, dude.
It's just different. Like, that's just how I am.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so,
I like that.
So that kind of like, okay, I'm like, okay, that works. This didn't work. I felt like that was awful, blah, blah, blah. So, again, I'm into weird hobbies. I love photography. So, to me, it's like, I'm not paying someone to come take pictures of my house.
Yeah, you got the drone. You're good.
I got the drone. I got the tripod. I got a professional camera. It's like, I want to take all my own pictures.
Yeah.
This is
You
my...
don't need to pay someone to do that.
No, this is my vision. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, this is... I want to present it how I see it.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone else's... It's
You're
not theirs.
You're a good landlord, dude.
Thank you. So
from all I'm hearing.
I hopefully the tenants agree, and I think they do. I'm fair. That's all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go through the whole thing, like clean it like a freak, take all the right pictures. I would make sure it was a nice sunny day, all the windows are open, showing the natural light, like just all these little things that people don't think about. Have all the lights on. Again, I'm an electrician. All my
Lighting's
rooms, all my
everything.
properties have dimmers, so you can actually live in the space. Like it's
Nice.
it's comfortable. You feel comfortable. So yeah, take all the pictures. Just dude, I ever like to
Little details. Yeah.
making sure the tripod set the same height on every photo.
Yeah, not from different angles.
Not
different
getting
heights.
different angles,
Yeah.
and then I would take videos because everyone would always comment, "Hey, can I see it?" I don't want you coming to my property if I don't think you're a candidate.
Yeah.
So hey, the video's there.
Yeah. You're not gonna be surprised.
This is the video. Take a nice clean video. You're not like gyrating the whole time. A nice gimbal. It's clean. Like you want to give these people as much information as possible.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One, if they're actually a decent candidate, they get a feel for it and then they know. And if they don't, they move on.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I would get people that would ask the silliest questions. I'm like, you did not read the description, so I know that you just can't follow simple directions off rip.
Yeah.
Gone.
Next. Yeah.
It's simple as that. Like, maybe that's extreme to a certain extent, but it's like, if you can't follow simple directions already,
Then that's
I don't know if it's going to work.
That's a red flag. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that I just don't want to go down that road.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out if it's going to be bad or not.
Yeah.
So, take all the photos, kind of do my little thing, post on Instagram. Now, a lot of my friends on Instagram aren't really looking for a rental, but like everyone knows somebody that's in a different situation. So it's like
someone else.
throw it out there. They might forward it to someone. Someone just sees it. Just kind of keeping people in the mix. And then my thing was originally I was doing I always do Zillow and Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook to me is the easiest way to get to the masses.
Yeah.
You join the local real estate groups,
Yep.
whatever, post it, boom.
That gets it out there.
That gets it out there. Now you have the Zillow listing. That link is in the description on Facebook. the same basic listing on Zillow is on the Facebook one.
Gotcha.
I would have my detailed script, send that out. Hey, if you're interested, you know, a lot more professional than that, but it's like basically if you're interested, you know, fill out an application on Zillow.
Yeah.
Now,
they have to pay for that.
Yeah. So what I like about Zillow is you typically pay for like a month, and you can send out as many applications as you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. What Zillow also does is verifies employment.
Oh, nice.
You can upload like your pay stubs.
Oh, cool.
Does credit score,
check. Okay,
which is massive.
Oh, nice.
And also like background check.
Oh, they do a background check too?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Originally, I started doing TransUnion, which was like a separate thing, and then I was having people pay like separately, and I always kind of had people kind of fighting that. They're like, well, why am I going to pay $35 and the Zillow? And then I started to realize like Zillow was giving me enough of what I wanted that I'm like, okay, the TransUnion thing is kind of
What is
like,
the TransUnion thing?
It was just a more in-depth
like background
check, like everything. Like TransUnion is like, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It was a little more detailed.
But you
But I got, after the couple of times I was doing this, I'm like, okay, you know what, the Zillow does work. It gives me enough. Okay. And I think people, in my eyes, a good tenant knows how hard it is to get a rental.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's extremely hard for these people to get properties because a lot, you know, for whatever reason. So to me, it's like off the bat, again, if you're not willing to pay the $35,
probably don't want you living in my space.
They don't want you there. Like, what do you mean? You're going to have to give a landlord your application somewhere, so how are you not paying the $35? Like, you're not serious in my eyes. Whether you're good or bad, either way, you're definitely not serious.
I like that system you have,
So, again, you're weeding people out. Like, you're weeding people out before you even respond.
Yeah.
Like, and again, I would have a basic script. That way, you know, you respond to everyone fairly. There's no, like, plain, you know, everything's just blanket statements. Like, hey, appreciate you
reaching out,
showing interest, blah blah blah. This is the requirements. This is what I'm looking at. If you're still interested, please send an application for verification. Review.
Yeah, I like that.
If interested in the walkthrough, you must submit application and must basically pass the requirements.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I wasn't doing Section 8. A lot of times you'll get people that are looking that have Section 8 vouchers, which again, nothing wrong with that. I found out through this process, it's actually extremely hard for people to get that Section 8 voucher. So a lot of times, you know, there's always, you know, sometimes people are like, oh, this or that. And it's like, a lot of these people work really hard to get that and to keep that. And obviously it's subsidized by the state, so that you're getting you're almost getting guaranteed money. But again, there's other requirements that the property needs to be into, and there's just all this other things that go on. So I just choose to that's just not I'm just not gonna
that.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. That's my prerogative. I can do that.
Well, it's your decision.
It's my decision. And so whatever.
Okay, cool.
So off the bat, a lot of people are like, hey, do you accept this? You accept that? I know dogs.
No pets.
I do one cat.
One cat.
Or 2 cat max. It's like
2 cats, no dog.
No dog.
No dog at all.
No dog, unfortunately. And I know that hurts a lot of people. But my thing is, you have a dog, and I'm the other tenant, and I hate dogs, and now your dog's barking and doing this or that, and it's like...
Yeah, because there's 2 tenants at each of these properties.
Again, you need to make sure you need to focus on both people. Like, these people are living next to each other. It's like, I can't have one person bothering the other, and I potentially lose a good tenant.
Yeah.
Because now if you're a bad tenant, now I lose 2.
Fair.
Because you got to go.
Never mind the damage, the dust.
And that's another thing, too. It's just easier just to say.
I know all about the damage, man. But,
I like
those
for
rules.
people. I feel for people, and I've had people beg me and plead with me. It's like, hey, this dog's great. She's only 8 pounds. I'm like, I'm sure.
I don't care how much it weighs.
I'm sure a little Lily or whatever the hell her name is great, but not gonna happen here.
Not in my house.
No, I'm sure she's the best Shih Tzu on the planet, but we'll never know.
Oh shit, that's funny. Now, I would think I would do the same.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. And again, you gotta think. And the way I do it, I've put a substantial amount of money into these properties to get to a
Yeah.
good
You've worked
finished
hard.
product.
You've worked hard to acquire these properties.
Yeah, I can't just have you come in and
destroy the place.
destroy it. And again,
Yeah.
would it happen? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But it could.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know.
Not to maybe get into like any negative, but do you have any like stories about like what maybe some tenants have done, or any like crazy stories like that, or just?
Honestly, I've been extremely fortunate
Yeah.
with who I've had in my units.
Oh, nice.
So again, back to that whole process. There's a little bit more. I go a little further.
Oh,
than
you
that.
do? All right.
Now, the world we live in, everything's on social media.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing a deep dive on you on your Facebook.
Yeah.
And I can learn everything about you, because a lot
so
of
much.
people tell
the
the world
everything too much.
exactly. I know who you're in a relationship with,
Yeah.
what job you say you're at, what job you were at.
Yeah.
You know, I can kind of see the things you're talking about, the things
Yeah.
you're, Again,
Well,
that's my prerogative. I have the ability to just see who I'm potentially getting to deal with, because at the end of the day, everyone's gonna act perfect when they're trying to get something from you.
yeah.
So I just want to know a little bit about you.
Yeah.
Like, is everything adding up?
So you're creeping on Facebook.
100%.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do the same.
So and honestly, dude.
You probably learned a lot from that, too.
Yeah, and so now we get to that point, and again, as all these steps, I'm just eliminating people that just won't fit.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I had 80, 100 people hit me up, but it's like, all right, now I'm down to this.
like
Now I'm
20,
down to this. Now, each tier, I'm getting better and better people, right? So it's like, so then it finally gets down to, it's like, okay, you've passed the Zillow stuff. Everything kind of checks out on the Facebook. You know, you're not like a crazy person.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, we can do a walkthrough. I want you to come see it. I want to meet you. I want to
feel you out.
I want to see if it all adds up.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of where, honestly, the only time I've had under 10 people come to my units, and only one didn't end up renting from me.
Really?
Yes. And the only reason why they didn't rent from me is because they said they found another spot, and then like a week later they're like, hey, we do want your apartment. And I said, it's gone.
It's gone.
So
Sorry,
so the traffic at my properties has been only the people that ended up renting it.
Oh, interesting.
I've gotten down, again, I've only had it rented a few times because most of my tenants have been long term.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have the turnover. Like, again, a short-term rental is every weekend, every day.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find people that are going to be there, for a year, 2, maybe more.
Yeah. Do you have them sign like a year or 6 months, or what do you do?
I do a year lease.
A year lease.
Yeah, year lease. And then a couple times I've done like after the first year, month to month. But lately I've just been doing 1 year leases.
1 year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone's been.
Who drafts that up? Is that you, or is that like a lawyer? Or something?
So again, I don't know if this is legal advice, but the good old internet.
Yeah.
Google up lease agreements.
Yeah.
And just kind of put in things that relate to your property and you, and take out things that don't.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And I do DocuSign.
Yeah.
Everything's electronic. All my payments are electronic.
So you got all the records of it and everything.
Everything's legit, time stamped, initialed.
Yep.
I don't have to bother you. You don't have to bother me. I send it to you. You sign it. I get it. I print it out. I have a copy. Sometimes I print them out a copy and I send it to them.
Nice.
Zelle or Venmo.
Yeah.
It's all legit. I had an issue 1 year trying to claim it on Venmo. The bank the bank was kind of fighting me on that. I'm like, well, why is that not proof?
Wait. Let me clarify that. Who was fighting you on what?
When I was in the process of getting the other property, they were trying to, basically verify the income that I was getting with other things for mortgage.
Okay.
So at one point, they're like, oh, we don't know if we can count the Venmo transactions. And I'm like, why? I claim them, I pay taxes on them, and it's a timestamp thing.
Oh, you claim the Venmo trade? Yeah, you have to.
I claim rental income.
You have to, yeah. Obviously, yeah.
And again,
yeah.
I don't want.
Do you prefer one or the other?
As far as what?
Payments for
no,
interest?
I give people the option. I don't care what. I don't care.
Zelle or Venmo.
Zelle.
Yeah.
I think is
maybe more.
a little better
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. Either way it works.
I guess they're both from your bank account, right?
As long as you pay me, I don't care.
Yeah.
I
don't care how you do
I'm
it.
not really a big cash guy.
You do
I
checks?
sure
People
as
do
hell-
checks or
no.
nah?
I tell people straight up, if you're not willing to do electronic payment,
Then see ya. Yeah.
everyone's pretty much in line with that.
I
'Cause
mean, nowadays you have to.
well,
be.
not only that, I don't have the time to meet you, and I'm
Yeah.
not home. Something happened.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
have it.
Yeah. No. On this date.
Yeah.
Do you give leeway or no? Has there ever been a time where like, someone's like, "Oh well, my dog died. I can't pay you this month." Has that ever happened or no?
I've had multiple situations where people, again, in advance were like, "Hey, kind of in a little situation right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little short." And I said, that is perfectly acceptable
Yeah.
as long as you get it to me within a timely manner.
Yeah.
As soon as you don't,
You're
then
out.
I
Yeah.
have to enforce it. It's like,
Yeah.
I understand life happens, and I'm not trying to put people in a bad spot, but like,
Yeah.
shit happens.
What's your leeway with them? Oh,
So on the lease it says one thing, but again, the lease is only there in like the worst case
Worst
scenario.
case
And I've
scenario,
explained that to people. It's like, hey, yeah, that says what it says, but
Yeah.
that's only if we get to that point where it has to go legal.
yeah.
I'm willing to work with you if,
Yeah.
and that's what I say when I meet these people up front. And I've rented to 60-year-olds and I've rented to 20-year-olds. I have had like some younger 20-year-olds that have been almost my second longest tenants.
Right.
And everyone was like, "You're crazy. They're young kids," but they were young professionals. I have a good way of reading people. And again, back to the trades. I'm around all different walks of life.
Yeah. You've seen them all.
I feel like I have a very good act for reading people.
Yeah.
So, which also opened my eyes because I always laugh because everyone's like, "Oh, the rental thing, da da da," and it's like, dude, I've met nothing but great people, and they're
Yeah.
awesome, and they all have good jobs.
That's fantastic.
Brown Health, EB. I've had nurse practitioners try and rent from me. It's
Oh,
like
nice.
it's all normal people. Just
Yeah.
for whatever reason, their situation, they're looking for an apartment.
Obviously, like repairs happen all the time. You need to do upkeep. Like, if any disasters happened with any of these properties, or
Unfortunately, it's inevitable, right?
Yeah.
I like to think I try and eliminate all these problems before they happen, but at the end of the day, it's a home, just like anyone that has a single family home or has lived in their family home. Something breaks, something happens.
yeah,
It's inevitable. I think the worst situation I've had is the second property. Water. I hate water.
water.
Plumbing.
What happened?
Plumbing
Oh, dude.
is always
Plumbing, yeah.
Because with water, you might see it in one spot, but that doesn't mean it's coming from there.
Oh shit.
So the second property, I finished both units. Now again, I tackled 2 unit renovations at the same time. Got them, kind of like maybe a month or two. I forgot the time frame, but basically fixed up both units. Plumbing is the only thing I didn't do.
Yeah.
Now, my testing of the plumbing was turn on all the faucets, turn the shower on the tub, and let it run for a half hour, 45 minutes. All right, no leaks. All right,
no
guess
leaks.
we're good.
Go in the basement.
So
check
that
it out.
was a little naive on my end. Again, big thing if you're into real estate, go in the basement.
Yeah.
Don't get bamboozled by the fresh paint and the stainless steel appliances and the
Check out
quartz
the
countertops.
inner workings.
Yeah, go downstairs where shit ain't so pretty and look around and take pictures too. Don't be afraid. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to walk through a house or showing and take a video.
Yeah.
Who cares what other people think? You're here about to make a huge financial decision. I don't care if some lady's looking at me like, "Why are you videotaping this?" It's like, because it's so chaotic sometimes when you go to these walkthroughs.
Yeah.
Like if you're not able to schedule like a private one.
You're not gonna remember what it.
No, you're in and out. There's a million people in your way.
Yeah.
You're missing things. People are talking to you.
Yeah.
It's too much going on. So I always would try and do my best, think of a nice video, kind of take in what I saw, go home, replay it a few times, kind of like, But yeah, so anyways, fix these 2 units up, get great tenants in, and legit the first week of them living there, running water and then actually having someone live in the space and they had a 3 pay bill in that space at that time is different.
Yeah.
Than just running the faucet.
Then just run it for 30 minutes.
And,
no leaks in the tub?
Yeah. So and looking back on it, it was all cast iron, which, again, if you see cast iron in your home, just know it may not happen that day.
Yeah.
It might not happen that month.
It's going to happen.
But it's going to happen. You want PVC as best as you can.
Damn.
So, yeah, I get a call, and they're like, hey, there's water coming through the ceiling. And I just, instantly had, a sick stomach.
Fuck.
And I think we were, about to go away, or, I wasn't home. It was, the first time, something seriously happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to drop what I'm doing right now and get over there.
Damn.
No question. I didn't even hesitate. There was, nothing was more important than going to at least show face and be like, hey, you're in a situation, I'm here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, luckily, the construction of this house, everything was in the exterior wall.
Oh, okay.
And both units had the same exact setup. Coming off the stairwell, they had this little chase going up, and that was where the drain line was.
Okay.
Which, the upstairs was where the bathroom was.
Yeah.
The tub, the sink, the toilet, everything goes back into this one
Into
drain.
this drain down.
It goes up through the attic, through the roof. That's your vent. Gives you the airflow.
Yeah.
Everything comes back down, goes to the basement, goes out to either septic, leach field, or sewer.
Okay.
So, in this chase and out the ceiling, it's the paint is peeling and it's all mushy, and I just knew. I knew it had happened. And I'm like, now
You're scrambling.
not only is there a
People
problem,
living there. Yeah, oh yeah.
now we have people living there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, what do we do?
Shit, what'd you do?
So I rip open the chase wall, freshly painted, all redone, sheetrock,
Damn.
skim
Just
coated.
on the spot, recognize the problem and you started.
I don't know if it was that day. I
Early.
think it was maybe whatever. It was soon thereafter. I don't think I did that night.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing I could do.
Yeah.
What had happened was once we opened it up, it was in an exterior wall, uninsulated. It just hadn't been used in however long. At the time, there was this one elderly woman living there.
Wasn't using it.
It wasn't the same usage as 3 active young people showering all the time. And I don't even know when she ended up leaving that property, so it could have been vacant. I know the other unit had been vacant for legitimately almost 10 years, so that whole side had never been used.
Wow.
So basically open up the chase, expose the pipe, big giant crack down the cast.
Damn.
So, hey guys, I'm sorry for this inconvenience. There's nothing I can do other than getting the plumber in there. So, call the plumber.
Yeah.
At that point, remove all cast iron all the way back. Do all the proper fittings. Stuff that they had done back then wasn't in the code. So now you got to do this and that.
Damn.
So that was a big one.
What would it be? How much? Just curious.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it was more than 10. It was definitely a couple grand. Probably all in all, probably 5, 6 grand. I really don't even know. It didn't matter. I had to do it.
Yeah.
But again, I finally had just gotten out of there and finally was catching my breath.
Damn.
And
And
I
then
was going there
that
every
popped
night
up.
after work, and it's oh my God, what an idiot.
Damn.
But again, I didn't open up all the walls at the time, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
So we get through that.
Yep.
I get the next tenant in the next door.
Oh yeah.
Same fucking thing happens.
No way. Same
fucking
exterior.
same spot. This time it was the tub and the toilet. It was clogging.
Same exact thing.
Fucking had to rip all the fucking gas out.
Damn.
That one was actually worse. That unit the first time, it was just the wall. This is the one where they're like, hey, there's water coming out of the light fixture. I don't think that's a good idea. It's good. And I was like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
Definitely not good.
Shit.
So, yeah, that was...
Damn.
That was a shot to the ego because I had up until that point I had presented myself to what I feel was a very professional level,
Yeah.
seamless up until that point, and I was I just felt awful.
Yeah.
I'm these people are gonna fucking hate me.
Now
they're thinking why? What did we get? What kind of decision do we make getting involved with this young kid? Blah blah blah. That's just things I'm thinking of. And I just I was just kind of not embarrassed, but I was it was going too smooth.
Yeah.
Something had to happen.
Yeah.
And
Seemed
it's
like you handled it well, though.
No, and that is, again, where it comes back to the role I play. It's my phone rings, it's usually nothing good.
Yeah.
So I'm used to these high-stress situations where it's like, if you panic, you just make things worse.
Yeah.
And especially when you have a crew of guys looking at you when shit does hit the fan, as soon as they realize you're panicking, now they lose trust in you.
Yeah.
They're not confident. Hey, this guy's supposed to be in charge of us and he's not confident in this problem.
Yeah.
That's where, to me, it's like where you really can shine too, where it's like, that's when the respect comes into play.
For sure.
When guys see you handle a situation that a lot of guys can't or won't handle correctly, they're like, all right, this kid's legit. Like, all right, you know what? I can, when he says things, I'm just going to roll with it.
Yeah.
We can stand behind that guy.
Yeah, we can
And
stand behind and believe him.
That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. Seems like it was done in a timely fashion. 'Cause
Yeah,
you had
jumped right on it.
If you didn't have like connections, that could have been a prolonged process.
Well, that's the thing. Now you're calling like
maybe
a larger commercial
place.
company who's just
now
they're gonna crush you. They
do you
know.
have to put these people up potentially if
So
it was
that was a
delayed?
big concern of mine, but
Yeah.
like no one really fought it. And like I said, when I went there, not that day it happened.
Yeah.
Like obviously we minimized the problem, stopped the leaking, or just like, hey,
Yeah.
like don't fill up the tub
Yeah.
and drain it all at once. It's like an old system. It was like, okay, I ripped out the ceiling, I like put plastic layers, like didn't leave it exposed. Like a lot, just I tried to seal it as best I could. Like I made a real attempt to like kind of like
put a halt on the problem and then get a final
and just
solution.
try to make it livable too, because like these people are in it and they just moved in. So it's like, oh my god, I'm like, what are these people
like
thinking?
a week or two in.
Literally,
Damn.
both units.
Oh,
Dude,
seems.
crushed. I was crushed.
Damn.
So, and again, that's where it comes to. I'm lucky where, people need to make money, but I don't think I've ever gotten taken advantage of, because again, I think the conversations are different with someone who knows a little bit about what's going on. Like I know a little bit about plumbing. I know a little bit about heat. Like I know I can have conversations with people and it's like, all right, I know when things aren't adding up.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna go and be like, oh, that's not right. But I'm like, Or if I feel like if you took advantage of me, then I just don't deal with you. And to me, it's like you would want to be involved with someone who's involved with this. It's like it's free work. Like if you take care of me, I will always call you.
True.
And I will always recommend you.
Yeah.
So one little disaster where you're like, all right, I'm not gonna crush this guy, it leads into potentially multiple new customers.
Yeah.
For however long.
Forever. Yeah.
So I don't think people always have that mindset.
That's a good point.
So sometimes you gotta just be fair to people, and it's like it comes back tenfold.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's good.
But
mindset
yeah,
there. Damn.
I'm trying to think what else
Those
is
are
kind
the
of
two.
crazy.
Those are two big.
Those are
front.
rough.
Yeah, those are tough. Damn.
What else?
Crazy.
I've got some good ones. Roof leaking. There were probably a good couple months of every time it rained, I couldn't sleep because I was just waiting for my phone to ring. That was a rough one. Got that roof replaced, thank God. Got that house insulated, thank God.
Really?
So yeah.
No.
So yeah, little things that people wouldn't think about, but yeah, every time it would rain, I literally would struggle to fall asleep because I would just be waiting
for a
for a phone call and be like, hey, something's going down.
Damn.
And it was tough. But again, it is what it is. You can't
avoid these
stop
things.
everything. No. But that's why it's extremely crucial. Once you identify a problem, you have to fix it because things can escalate quickly.
Yeah.
And it just looks good. Like, hey, and I tell my tenants all the time, it's like, as soon as something doesn't look right, please tell me. I will deal with it. It is what it is. It's not you. As long as you're not doing anything wrong, it is what it is. I don't feel bad calling me. That's my world. I am responsible for this space and what you're living.
The sooner I know, the better for both.
Yeah, because especially when it comes to water, it's like water is just bad.
Yeah.
You might find water over there, but if it's pitched, it might be happening over here.
True.
I don't want to know when the ceiling fell down. I just want, all right, you see a little discoloration?
Yeah,
let me know. There's a problem. So water is definitely my worst situation. On that same house, I don't even want to get into that one. We'll say
Brings
that
up
for
bad
another.
memories.
Yeah, we'll say that for that. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of another good one. This was at my unit that we live in.
Yeah.
Just regular day, go to bed, and like when you like wake up during the week, not to your alarm, you're instantly like, oh, why did I wake up? Like you're like, why didn't I wake up to my alarm? And I'm like, oh, so kind of like, and then I just heard this like, like extremely loud hissing noise, and it instantly hit me. I'm like, that's water, and I like catapulted out of bed.
Damn.
I run over to the bathroom. The fitting on the inlet to the toilet that fills the tank that flushes broke. It was shooting through the bathroom into the kitchen wall like a straight jet stream.
That's like a movie scene, dude.
Yeah. So I'm soaking wet. I'm trying to turn it off, and like the old fitting is like not really turning well. Yeah. So it's like it's pissing water out. It's like 3 a.m. I'm like, oh my god, like this water is killing me. It's always water.
Well, always water.
It's always been water. That's honestly always been that's the only issue I've ever had is water. So anyone that's getting into this game, take care of your plumbing. Find a good plumber.
Find a good plumber. Have him on speed dial.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
Damn.
But yeah, other than that,
that's enough, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's always like silly things that just happen.
Yeah.
And again, it's all on the person. Some people have a higher tolerance for certain things.
Yeah.
Some
people will call you and be upset about it. Others are like, whatever.
I've had a tenant in the past who was like, hey, this happened, I fixed it. I'm like, you did what? He's like, yeah, I put on a crimp fitting and like solved it. Put on a new a new fitting. I'm like,
damn,
sick. I'm like, how much do you want to do? I owe you money? Yeah. Like, what do you want to do? Like, I'll send you some money.
Yeah. Can you sign another year lease?
Oh, just recently, I had another water thing over that cold snap.
Yeah.
So at the second property, they have like a little the one that has the attached garage. They have like a little mud room in between.
Yeah.
And it's a tile room, and it's just a cold space, right? And they don't really use it, and it's attached to the garage. The garage wall isn't insulated, so it's just a colder space, and the property are both there on oil, so trying to conserve oil. I think they probably knocked down the heat, had space heaters in that space because they're not really using it.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just like kind of like a giant mud room. It is the size of a room, but they don't utilize it right now in the winter. And he like calls me, and I was about to head to Shanks. I had a golf night.
Yeah. Priorities.
And my phone rang, and I love my tenants, but when the phone rings, I'm instantly like in panic mode because it's not good.
Oh no.
Not too often is it anything good.
Yeah.
So instantly I'm like, I literally was walking out the door and I just like dropped my shit. I'm like, hey, what's up, man?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, got a problem. I'm like, how bad is it? I'm like, is everyone alive? Is the house on fire?
Yeah.
Like the basics. I'm like, how bad? And he's like, no. He's like, I shut it off. I'm like, what happened? He's like, oh, the mud room, the baseboard heat split in half and was just pissing water. It's just,
damn.
Yeah, so like your hot water's on a loop,
It's
obviously.
running,
it just runs. It's just, he's like, but, you showed me where all the shutoffs are. I was able to do that first, and I called you. Because I always try to show everyone, hey, in a situation, this is your shutoff to upstairs. This is your shutoff to downstairs. Don't panic and run around.
Yeah, do that.
Go shut things off and then
call me.
Yeah. Or if it's on fire, get the hell out and call police.
Yeah.
So he was able to shut it off. He's like, it was running for a little bit, but I was able to shut it off or clean it up. I said, dude, awesome, thank you.
Nice.
He's like, how are you not upset? I'm like, it is what it is, dude. I'm like, you did the best thing that could happen. You shut it off. It's not running right now.
Yeah.
So it can't get any worse.
Yeah.
I'll be right over. I go over. Again, it was late at night. I usually try and stay in my realm, but sometimes when I am forced to get out of my comfort zone, at the time I wasn't thrilled, but like I do kind of like thrive for those moments. So I'm like, all right, I gotta try it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how bad can it be?
Yeah.
So
what'd you do?
I'm YouTubing on the way there, like how to fix baseboard, right?
Nice.
Like what do I need?
Yeah.
Right. So I go there, make sure everything's okay. Luckily, it was on a separate zone, so we were able to completely shut that zone off. The rest of the house still had heat, so like wasn't an issue if I couldn't solve it that night.
Cool.
Right. ended up cutting the actual baseboard, got the shot back, sucked out all the residual water in the thing, so it was dry at that point. Had my dehumidifier going, fan, just trying to like get all the moisture out of the space before it turns into mold.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'll be back. I'm gonna go Home Depot. So go to Home Depot. Luckily the Warwick Home Depot, Route 2, shout out to them. There's a few guys in there that actually have a clue.
Really?
I'm there so much that there's a couple guys that I'm like...
Because I thought the guys that had a clue had a clue at the Coventry one. No?
For me, it works like...
It's more
a
convenient
vibe.
for you?
I know every aisle. Like, that
damn.
is like... It's like going to the supermarket for me at Home
Really?
Depot. It's like, boom, boom.
Yeah, you know better than me.
Yeah, I'm in there all the time. So...
Some of those guys have a clue, is what you're telling me.
Once in a while, there's a couple of cats that as soon as it comes around, I'm like, dude, I'm good.
Yes, stay away from it.
And it's so funny, too, because there's a one guy, when I'm always in the electrical aisle, he always asks me if I need help. And I'm like, dude, how do you not recognize me at this point?
I'm here every fucking day.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm here 3-4 times on a Saturday.
I'm here more than you.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you not recognize me? Like, I've never asked you for help. Like, I'm good, dude. I'm good, dude. So, anyways, nothing I say. I'm a great guy. Yeah, dude, I'm good. I don't need your help. So I'm in the plumbing section looking lost.
Yeah.
Right? I'm grabbing the wrong sizes. And now, as you know, you're a homeowner. You probably had to go into Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yeah.
There's different sizes, all the same part.
Yeah.
So if you're like a foot or two over, you might be in the 3/8 section or the 3/4. Like,
who knows?
you're grabbing shit that looks the same, and then you get home and you're like,
this doesn't fit.
What the fuck? This isn't even it.
Yeah.
Right? So
I've definitely done that.
yeah, guilty. So I'm like, okay, this is Chat GPT. What do I need for a quick repair baseboard?
Yeah.
All right, got this.
Yeah.
And now again, a lot of times guys when they do the quick fixes, they're like, all right, let me just buy like cheap shit tools.
Yeah.
Me, I'm like, okay, you know what? Probably gonna happen again, or it could. Let me buy something that is what the pros would use, or something close to that's like will last, and I can just hold on to it, and I have it.
Yeah.
Now I have like a little emergency plumbing bag.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like as time goes on, it's like you can't just buy everything at once. You need to
you accumulate stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, what actually makes sense? So I get what I need. I talk to the guy and it's like, hey, like, you know anything about plumbing? And it's funny when you talk to like old trade guys, because it's like, yeah, I know a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I was a plumber for like 20 years, blah, blah, blah. So it's like you shoot the shit. And like he gets it. Like a lot of these guys understand. Like they see these younger guys, whether they did it or not, there's just like that common respect. Like this kid's out here trying to get it. He's trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So there's always like that little bit of respect.
Yeah.
And I think like-minded people enjoy helping other people that are in the same realm.
I think so too.
Like that's a big thing. So, and again, I just happened to ask him. He could have been like, dude, I know nothing about it. And I'd be like, have a great night. Thanks.
Thank you.
But he was like pretty helpful. He's like, hey, I wouldn't use that. I'd use this. Yep, you want that. You need this. Da da da. Yeah, I think you're good. Oh, hey, that PEX line, because I was going to fix it was all copper pipe.
Yo.
PEX is easier to work with, quick and dirty, shark bite. That shout out to shark bite.
Yep.
My plumber buddies will make fun of me saying it's not a permanent fix, but it worked.
But it works. Maybe they can be a sponsor one day.
Yeah. He's like, oh, that's the wrong PEX. You need hot water, oxygen sealed. Like there's a different line for baseboard.
There's a different PEX line for baseboard.
It's not just red. Red is hot water, not baseboard.
Oh, it's actually like an off-red color, isn't it?
It's got like a...
Who knows?
It's legit. Something about the oxygen. I don't know.
Interesting.
Next time when you have a plumber, we'll touch on that.
Yeah.
But there is a difference.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because
I'm pretty sure I have that. But
most people just think red and blue, which I'm sure is fine.
Yeah, because I have PEX, but I think yeah.
So whatever. So he sets me up, and I'm like, all right, man, thanks. Head to the house. Took care of it.
Nice.
Put it back together.
Looked like a champ in front of the...
Yeah, looked like a superstar. Just added a little more confidence to the game. Learned something, too. Like, I don't know plumbing. I don't know how to bleed the line.
Yeah.
I'm calling my plumber, too. He's kind of, like, giving me a couple things to, like... Yeah, like, he was nice enough to answer, like, late at night.
Yeah.
Like, he can be a little difficult at times, but I think he also respects me, too. Again, another older guy who I think just... respects the young guy who's trying to like figure it out.
Trying to make it, yeah.
And again,
Nice.
I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't care if I have to ask you a million things.
So you saved the day there.
Save the day there, which was cool. And I felt like the man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. I can fix baseball now.
You missed golf, but that's all right. You saved the
Miss
day.
golf, but I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks for coming on, dude.
Yeah, dude. I honestly had a blast. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous at first, but
No, this is awesome. This is a great podcast.
I think anyone else listening that may get the call to the big leagues with the One Job at a Time pod, I think you should take it. And I just
that,
wanted to
man.
leave you with a little something.
Wow, a little gift?
Yeah, a little gift. I wanted to start a new trend
What do we got here?
for our host.
Oh, shit.
So
book
that
on-
is actually the first book I ever bought on real estate.
Really?
Yep.
I love this, dude.
So it's a little investing with little to no money down.
Nice.
Brandon Turner.
The book on investing in real estate with no and low money down.
And I got you a
love
little
it.
union sticker too.
Oh, let's go.
So if you ever make a board, you can put all like the
This, I was going to say, Shep, probably going to put this on my Yeti.
have at it.
That's where I put all my stickers. Oh, nice, dude.
So
Thanks, man.
yeah, man. Thanks for
Appreciate
having me.
it,
Had a
man.
blast.
Thanks for
Thanks
coming
for the
on,
beers
dude.
too.
Yeah,
Appreciate
of course. Switchback all the way.
All right.
Thanks, man.
And we're out.
We're out. One Job at a Time podcast.